button. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more UAA Esports, and it's the penultimate moment. League of Legends have climbed their way. They have walked the golden road all the way down to the grand finals on an undefeated run, only dropping one singular map in the past 12 weeks, and it's all come up to this exact moment, a rematch up against ATU Green for the grand final. And this is just not any normal best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a grueler, a best of 5 League of Legends series. You only see this at the top moments of League of Legends Worlds when everyone's standing on stage, but now the only stage will be the watch party standing right outside our UAA Esports Lounge. My name is AK Koda, and I'm joined by a wonderful guest who we've seen on the mic in the past couple of semesters. If you want to introduce yourself.
This is Oso Board. I casted for last year, and so some of you guys may know me from the previous streams. I'm excited to see this grand final. You know, we got some great teams, we got some great champ pools. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. You know, usually I like to bring on some casters because League is definitely not my strong suit. I'm, more tailored towards the FPS side of things, but it's always great to have, especially a Swain one trick.
Swain one trick,
yeah,
baby.
Exactly. So, you know, myself being a Varus one trick who's dipping into the pool of Xayah a little bit. It's been having a lot of fun, but, you know, having a Swain here as well, you know, brings some more perspectives onto the game per se. But getting straight into the draft, as you guys can see right now, the last time these two teams played, to give a little bit of a history, ATU actually banned 3 junglers against our UAA team, and looking already, not a singular jungler is going to get banned.
Let's take a look at this here. So we got Samira, Jinx, and Vel'Koz on our side, and on their side we got a Mel, Orianna, and Caitlyn. So we're looking towards ADC and mid lane bans here. We have seen Mel's been a very strong pick in recent patches. He's had quite a bit of damage, has some great control on over the Rift. And so what are we looking at the picks? We've seen the Nico and the Ornn.
Yeah, Ornn definitely being a strong flex pick. Archangel's definitely not scared to run the Ornn in the jungle, but as well as delay, he's not scared to go in the top lane. Sivir Nico's a little bit, it's pretty on par with exactly what we've been going for the duration of the semester, whether or not Cat BB wants to go more brawly support or those, some high engaged supports like Nico to really engage within those plays. Ornn as well has some high engaged, so definitely already looking extremely scary. Ornn into a Lowy would be an interesting matchup. So probably Ornn, I don't really know exactly how that matchup goes. I would assume that Alawi is probably winning with the range, but we'd only have to see on whether or not exactly how Archangel, the team captain, feels about it. But, you know, starting off already, you know, kind of taking more of a deep dive back into the history of this UAA team. The past 2 semesters have been quite successful. The core of this roster being Arthur Gaming, Delay, and Archangel. Those 3 have been together for the past 3 semesters now, but the past 2 exactly, they've only made it to the quarterfinal and only made it to the semis. So this is the first time now that with Archangel as the head of the team captain that they've made it to the grand final. And they're doing it with 2 rookies, which is extremely impressive.
Yeah, we like to see what our team has done this season. And, you know, we're going to look forward to a great grand finals, too. Isn't that right, AK Koda?
I'm super excited. I mean, at first I was a little like, oh, great, it's the best of 5. You know, it's going to be quite long. Given our track record, I mean, the way that we love to play, you know, like I said, we've walked an undefeated row. We've only dropped 1 map, but none of those maps have been like steamrolls. Like, we've played against like even the worst teams, and even those ones go the distance just because, I don't know, our team just loves to play the correct way to play, and they just like to take it to the, like to extend the game as much as possible. Looking at the last 4 or 5 bans on both sides, we got an Amumu and Volley Bear on UAA's side, and the banning against UAA is that Aurora and Zyra, which all 5, you know, credit to ATU, they definitely did their homework. All 5 of these bans, is the first time we haven't gotten a Riven ban, thank God, which is usually a waste of a ban, but ATU definitely studied up, had the Mel, Orianna, and Aurora definitely targeting Lavorn, targeting that Caitlyn as well in the bot lane, forcing Arthur on the Sivir, and then the Zyra, which is a staple pick for Archangel.
You know Arthur loves his Caitlyn.
But yeah, going into now, I mean, the jig is up. It's no longer a flex pick. Ornn will be in the jungle. So that's exciting to see. I don't believe Mordekaiser goes into the jungle, so we might see. So we're probably most likely seeing Mordekaiser in the top lane. Definitely a very comfortable champion for delay to run, especially if it's going to be up against that Alawi. He probably, out of the amount of champs, because no top laners got banned for the most part. I mean, technically Aurora, we have seen delay on Aurora, but Tristana mid.
Tristana mid.
Interesting. Wow, Lavorn. This has been a champ that Lavorn has not pulled out this entire season. So he's been practicing at scrims, so he definitely has some scrim practice, but in terms of an official match, this will technically be a first time. So I'm super excited to see how that goes. I believe it's into whatever this pick is, if not the Kog'Maw, but I don't think, Kog'Maw is, it's going to be Talia. Interesting. Okay, so, Talia is definitely a strong pick in terms of UAA's side. This is not going to be fearless, if anyone was wondering. So all these champions we will possibly see again going forward, but this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, the matchups overall, I like the engage that UAA has, especially with the Tristana, Ornn, and Nico. I mean, sitting behind, as well as the tankiness of Mordekaiser and Ornn. Sivir's literally, if Sivir gets strong, it's going to be over for the most part. I mean, she's just going to sit behind all the tanks, just completely throw those pizza doughs away, and it's not even going to have a chance.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the Tristana pick definitely to get some pushback here. I mean, we have the Briar engage, and we have Talia wall. We really want to keep these guys off of our team, especially when we're looking at the Sivir and the Nico. I think Tristana can definitely provide some great utility there with her ult.
Yeah, it would be extremely well for her as well. I mean, as much engage as we have, Tristana has a lot of disengage as well, if utilizing those, I believe it's the W correctly. I think that's the dive ability. Maybe it's the Q. I have no clue. I think it's W. I haven't played Tristana in a little bit, but allowing, like you said, the Briar kind of gives me nightmares. Playing with our team last semester, or watching our team last semester, Briar was a character that single-handedly took us out of nationals and sent us to the third place match. So really hope that we're able to combat against I don't believe her ult is global anymore. I think it's ranged now. So like it no longer goes like fully to spawn. I don't believe, if I remember that correctly, they changed it. So a little bit different than the last time we played against her, but we shall see exactly how this goes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go straight into the spectator delay. It's going to be about a 3-minute wait, and then we'll get straight into the match. Best of luck to our team, and let's get this grand finals on the road. Are you ready, Osobera?
I am ready, AK Koda.
All right, let's get things on the road. We'll be in a quick intermission, and we'll see you guys soon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road. We got the grand final for NECC Division 7 West Playoffs, and it's UAA Esports up against ATU Green in a best-of-5 rematch. And we already got some tech difficulties, ladies and gents. What is a stream? What is a League of Legends stream without some tech difficulties? I believe the top laner of ATU is extremely lagging at the moment. And the summoner is disconnected, so that's going to be a great start to the stream. But nonetheless, we are loaded into the game, and compared to past streams, this is definitely a positive.
So, I mean, while we're here, let's talk a little bit about what we think when we're looking at draft predictions, objective predictions. Do we think we'll have some strong plays?
So this is the new update. If anyone's wondering, WASD is not allowed. So we will not be having any Wazdirs at all. Is Otacon gone?
Otacon's here.
It's still here?
It's still here. Otacon stays until next season.
Gotcha. Okay, so we will be seeing some clicking of the Otacons, unfortunately. I personally am extremely happy that Otacon will be disappearing. No more flowers on the map. And no more just... At least from a viewing experience as well, I hated seeing teams that were winning go fight Otacon and then just get snowballed after they lose that fight. So that won't be happening anymore, but unfortunately we will still be seeing it this game in particular. But in terms of drafts, to answer your question, this is pretty much exactly what we saw. I still am on the train in terms of the engage that we have, and I'm really happy with how that kind of turned out. I'm extremely, in terms of all the lanes in particular, we really need the Sivir to pop off to start getting strong very early on. Going into Lulu is always extremely annoying, no matter who you play as. So that's going to definitely be a thing. Seeing how Delay plays against this Alawi is also going to be very interesting. Delay is a very... It's so funny seeing Delay, because he himself is a very, like, super nice person. If anyone knows Delay, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But then when you watch him play, it's like he's the, like... It's like he's the most meanest person ever. He will be nonstop be punching the top laner at any chance that he gets. He will always be taking out all of his anger on them, bopping them at any moment, especially with this Mordekaiser Q. So it's going to be pretty funny watching that top lane play out.
Yeah, and if we're looking over at the jungle here, so we definitely have the Ornn versus the Briar. Ornn's quite the tanky fellow. I can definitely see him holding off Briar for a little bit, but we definitely will have to see some rotations down if we do get the Ornn in a tricky position. Coming down to the mid lane, we're looking at the Tristana versus the Talia. Quite the interesting matchup. I can't say I've seen it myself previously.
Yeah, especially in these like game ones scenarios, usually you'll have your... Orianna did get banned, but usually you'll have your Azir, Talia, Sylas, something like that. Some iteration of that on the board, especially with Lavorn, specifically a big Syndra player. Surprisingly, didn't pick Syndra or Talia, so they were probably just really set on engaging onto this team, wanting to end it quickly, knowing that it is a best of 5. They could be here till quite literally 10 p.m. So maybe they wanted to go home in 3, which respect to them, but unfortunately ATU's top laner is not going to let that happen, given over a 5-minute tech pause so far, so it's definitely going quite long. And to kind of echo what you said about the junglers, I'm not too familiar with Ornn in the jungle. I know that Briar has a decently quick clear. I don't know exactly how fast Ornn's clearing is, because just looking at the past couple of games, Archangel is definitely a clear and farm type of jungler. He will not gank for a very long time unless it is a very 100% secured I will kill them gank. There's a very rare tower dives that happen, but maybe we'll see a difference with the Ornn ult, as well as Ornn being especially super tanky. We might see some top dives on tower, and maybe even some on the bot lane if Lulu or Kog'Maw are hurt enough. So it'll be really interesting to see. But now that 5 minutes have passed, we actually don't know how long this is going to last. So we're gonna hit an intermission. Props to us for talking for this long, for managing to kind of stall for this long. But it's gone on long enough. So we'll see you guys after a quick intermission. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back into the game. Thank you so much for waiting for those couple of tech pauses, but now we are all back and ready to go to watch some League of Legends UAA Esports time. Hopefully that this freeze is not going to last very long. Everyone's just doing the mannequin challenge. Don't worry, everyone is just casually standing still. They don't want to move, taking pictures for the camera. Thank God. Oh my goodness.
And so we were talking during intermission, and a lot of focus on the bot lane here from these two teams. You know, Kog'Maw is quite the scary fellow when he gets fed, and we don't want him tearing through our Ornn and our Mordekaiser.
Yeah, let alone having a skin like that. I mean, that is quite literally the ugliest skin line I could have ever seen in my life. Obviously, we don't want to be toxic towards the other team, but I can definitely diss a skin when I see it and tell you that was a waste of money for sure. Those butterfly wings definitely need to go. That was whoever made that. I bless your. I appreciate your creativity, but unfortunately, on Kog'Maw of all characters, I don't know if that really works out. Tristana, however, has a really cute dragon skin, so I really like that dragon at least. In terms of the clearing, we talked about. You know, this kind of pretty much answers my question on who has the fastest clear, and Archangel is quite literally already steaming through this jungle clear, as you can see that. Already done with Wolves and going on to the Raptors. Archangel is pathing quite fast now against this Briar, as Briar's now on the Gromp, trying to get that cleared up, and all Archangel has left is that red buff. So both of them finishing off on their red and blue buffs, and let's see if anyone goes for a level 3 gank. It'll most likely be the Briar, if anything, but, you know, Archangel definitely is probably just going to go straight back to farming after the scuttle.
A little bit of trades here from the top lane. We can definitely see Delay has taken quite a little bit of a health advantage position here. Dragging out the wave a little bit, trying to make sure it meets in the middle.
It's getting a little bit interesting towards this jungle clear side, as both junglers did path downwards, so now hopefully not going to lose this scuttle now. Smites it to secure, so that's a really good scuttle clear. Gets the knock up onto the Briar. This could be a really good engage here to looking for that first pick. Flash is going to be utilized, and that's the first blood for Lavorn, I believe. Yeah, to the mid laner of Tristana, and they're going straight in for the Talia as well. Gets almost the knock up, but it's going to be the minion that tanks it. Little unfortunate there. Could have secured a double kill for both jungle and mid lane, but it's not going to happen. Beautiful start so far, and that's going to be both scuttles for our jungler.
If you've been keeping up with the meta changes, the Ornn clear has been quite the controversial topic of discussion of recent. It's been quite fast. We've been seeing the Riot changes pushing quite the oddball picks into our jungle over here.
Yeah, I don't know the exact specifics of the patch notes. Obviously, I'm not too much of a jungler player. All I do is really just play Kayn and then run it down. But so I didn't really read it into specifics, but I've definitely heard that a ton of junglers now have come out the woodworks. A lot of them, like Fizz Jungle, all of a sudden is being played quite a bit, which is a really interesting pick and an extremely annoying one. Whenever that fish hops up on the pogo stick, I absolutely run away. But in terms of this one, I mean, this Ornn is clearing that jungle fast, and that's the one thing that, you know, we've seen in multiple games past is, I believe in our semifinals or the quarterfinals as well, Carson or Archangel had over triple the CS than the other jungler. So, I mean, especially getting that first kill onto the Briar, slowing her down in terms of her clear, it's only going to help Archangel in the future.
And I mean, we're almost looking at a 1K gold difference here. I mean, quite the CS lead that we've built up. I'm loving this tempo from UAA. Always nice to see. In the bot lane here, we see that Arthur Gamer is a little low on mana, so we will have to be a little bit careful as Briar is pathing around bot. Kog'Maw and Lulu are a little bit favored in terms of their health bars. We see Ornn matching them. Are we going to look for a 5-minute drag?
I definitely would assume so. I mean, especially starting off with that first pick. Lavorn did go for his back already, picking up the BF sword, so he's already ahead in terms of item levels. The Talia also went back as well, but in terms of this Drake, it's pretty much going to be free. Not only is Archangel a much more jungle clear type or a clear type jungle in terms of farms and CS, but he's a dragon lover. He he will for free leave those Grumps all on their lonesome. And it's going to be a dive on towards this tower. No minions are going to be able to go through. And it's going to be a little bit of a failed tower dive. I talked about it earlier. I mean, it's very uncharacteristic for Carson or Archangel to go for those tower dives. And unfortunately, this time around, with no minions, no wave pushed in, it's not going to work out very well. Our bot lane, as you touched on, is extremely just drained of any sort of mana. So no Qs coming in from Arthur there. Cat BB also cannot follow up by any means. So although it was a very good dive, it forced them to go back, but our bot lane is also going to have to go back. So in reality, doesn't really do much. Taking it slow and steady now. We are only 7 minutes in, and usually how our past games have gone is UAA have a just bombastic first start of the match, and we just absolutely throw. This is one of the first times that our early game has actually gone extremely well into our favor, so it's really nice to see. We do have Drake as well as a mid laner who is getting a lot stronger, still keeping up with the CS lead. Goes in for a little bit of a dive, gets
quite the book, or quite the trade, I guess.
Yeah, gets the shot on towards the Talia. Seismic Shove will not land as well. So Talia's having a little bit of a rough time against this Tristana and not able to punish her for that level of aggression. In terms of the bot lane, both supports have left their ADCs, so there will be no help in that lane. So all hopes to Arthur Gamer to hold it down in that lane against the Kog'Maw, who, if it gets strong, would be extremely overwhelming. Now turning their head towards the Void Grubs. Looking to get all three, actually. The Briar is just nowhere in sight, and no ultimate to utilize as well. I mean, in terms of objectives, this is looking great for UAA.
Yeah, quite the interesting play. We don't see any contests for Void Grubs or First Drag. We might see Briar possibly pathing towards a bot lane gank, mayhaps? I'm trying to see how they're going to keep up with the tempo here from the side of ATU.
Yeah, I mean, the Briar's kind of just going for farms.
Going for the camps.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, when you play against Archangel, you know that you're going to be behind, so you really have to choose two options. One, you're not going to play into Archangel's game, and you're going to be the one that goes for those aggressive ganks and camps those lanes. Or B, you are going for exactly what the Briar's doing now and trying to out-farm Archangel, and I promise you that second option is not the one that you want to go for.
Not happening. Archangel will never let that happen.
Yeah, exactly. Little interesting, though, this Briar, I mean, you can definitely tell by their pathing that they're looking at the bot lane. It's like they're like, should I shoot my ult down there? Should I? It's a really big question of whether or not the Briar could go through. When that first ult happens, though, it's definitely going to be alerted on towards the minimap, and things could get a little bit scary. Diving the Sivir alone, though, with the Nico in hand, could definitely be a little bit interesting, though, especially with that Q from Nico.
Arthur taking a little peek into the enemy jungle here.
Briar ult did go through, and it completely missed. I think they were trying to land it onto Archangel, which is extremely interesting, unless it was trying to go to Lavorn as well. I don't know exactly how the Talia would have been able to really engage off of that, especially even with the wall. I don't believe it would have been there in time, so that's going to be a Briar ult that is not going to be here on the map for quite a few minutes.
We'll see if that opens up anything for the side of UAA.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you hear or whenever you see a Briar ult, especially that's gone, I mean, that's like some weight off of the bot lane shoulders. You know, they're free to move up now. They can actually like play the game without having to constantly worry about like the vision in the enemy jungle, etc. So I think they'll definitely be a lot more safer in terms of clearing these waves. But slow start so far as we reach the 10-minute mark. Drag going to be coming in the next 25 seconds. So might see maybe a team fight as both of these teams are starting to reach about halfway towards their first item, and things are starting to get interesting. Or this is just going to be the casual 20-minute no contest match, as everyone's very used to. The 20 minutes of stare and farm at each other, and then all of a sudden, boom, bam, team fight.
No contest, though. You definitely won't see this in the LCK.
Yeah, I mean, Briar doesn't even have ult yet. It is literally so close. If you guys look at the top right of the screen, you can see Briar's ult slowly coming up, but as long as we hit that smite just in time, Briar won't be able to contest, and that's a second Drake for UAA. Great start to these objectives so far, and the bot lane's looking extremely scary right now in terms of how we are clearing and how much space that we've taken, so I need to be a little bit careful here. Pings
Briar
come out.
hiding in tri-bush here.
That's
Ult
gonna
goes
be the
out.
ult that goes out.
Sivir blocks with her black shield.
I actually had no clue that Arthur could block that with Sivir. That is actually extremely impressive. Then what's the point of an ult? That's not even Arthur's ult. I had no clue that Briar's ult could just be blocked by just simply pressing W.
Yep, black shield negates any ability going onto it. Not as crazy as what we'll see with a Gwen W.
Yeah,
Gwen
yeah.
is immune.
Gwen's quite annoying, and wow, it's gonna be
all
the
coming out from Pop-Offs and coming out from Nico, Tabby B. Arthur in a pretty precarious position here. Looking to play back. Ooh.
quite unfortunate there.
Talia
Wall's going to go in to try to secure that Nico kill. A little bit interesting, allowing Lavorn to get more farm, but unfortunately they're going to pull out both summoner spells from the both bot laners at least, but yeah, unfortunately there with Kog'Maw going in, landing that spell from above. It's going to end Arthur Gaming and send him right back to his own Nexus, evening things out 1-1, but we still do have a pretty predominant gold lead here, sitting at 1,000.
Arthur, delay, permanently pushed up into the enemy tower, as always. He will never let an enemy top laner breathe.
Oh yeah, he's putting the pressure on him, and you know, usually sometimes being in this like little wave state's a little bit precarious for the top laners, but he's playing it extremely well, not allowing too much CS to be gained by the enemy player. And unfortunately, Archangel ticks off the enemy jungler a little bit, trying to steal those raptors, and actually gets the smite off and tries to get away. The seismic shove won't go through as he's unstoppable. Lavorn is there to try to assist for the help, and they're looking to turn the fight, but not going to go in too fully as Archangel is extremely hurt here and is still wanting to get the scuttle. I mean, you cannot stop Arc from farming. I mean, you can take this guy to 1 health, you can take him to anything, you can, you know, throw as many ults as possible, but he's going to get his farm when he wants to. Briar once again goes out on to try to secure this Lavorn kill, but it's not going to go through. I definitely think that would have been a little bit of a precarious one, actually, if it did land onto Lavorn, given that he's so close to this tower. But once again, just still some more great plays going in from UAA, and hopefully towards this bot lane, it doesn't increase ever so further this difference between the Kog'Maw and Sivir. Given that he finished his first item, he has BOTK, so could get a little bit interesting in terms of their damage. But Sivir should be able now to back and get their first item. I believe they're building, I want to say that's either Yuntal or IE.
I am the resident mage player. I would not.
No, actually, I feel you on that one. I'm usually building like Lethality Varus, so I'm building Yomu's blade like half the time. I want to say that's IE or Yuntal, or it's like
I think
this,
IE.
or it's either the blue. No, it's definitely IE, because
Yeah.
BF sword is 100% IE. I don't know. I'm a TFT player. All I know is IE is the punchy glove and a BF sword.
Looking at Rift Herald here, we see Lulu, Briar, and Talia looking towards it. Ult coming out from Ornn. Knock up onto Briar and Lulu. Looks like disengaged with the Briar push. Alawi. Kind of in a bad position here. Getting caught out. Pops her ult. Pop also coming out from Nico. Tristana ult disengaging from the Briar. Pushing back. Ooh.
It's a little bit of a precarious fight, as although Mordekaiser took the Alawi into his own realm, it just wasn't able to go out in terms of how they wanted it. Arthur was here distracting. He's going to be the only one alive. He was distracting the Kog'Maw for the whole meantime, but that fight was just extremely split. I really think they needed to engage on the double knockup that Archangel got, but they kind of just let it go for free. They knocked up those 2 players, were able to engage onto them, and that's the whole point. I mean, that's what we've talked about. What is so good in this comp? It's the engage. But if you're gonna have those tools, you have to use them, and it just didn't look like they used them very effectively. You know, they're going to give up Rift Herald, which isn't the end of the world. Dragon has spawned, so as they're coming off spawn, you can already see Cat BB is setting up for that next Drake to put them at Soul Point. And we also did get bot tier 1, which will be the first tower gained in this match so far. So good push on towards Archangel nonetheless for the cross-map play, but it's still not a good look from your first team fight.
Definitely. And let's see if we can turn the tides of things at this drag fight over here. We see Briar, Lulu, and Kog'Maw looking towards the Cloud Drake.
Yeah, and even though that ATU is going to be the one to start the Drake, UAA is very aware of this happening. Wards are going down, so a lot of vision is going towards this fight. Talia Seismic Shove will come through and act on Archangel, but they're going to initiate this fight now. All 5 members are here. There will be no more split pushing. Dragon is below half health. Ornal comes through and is looking in for the knockups. Are they going to be able to go in this time? Pop Blossom
catches 2.
Cat, huge ult now, but now it's going to be the engage from the Talia as they go in. It's going to be the first kill onto the Nico as the Nico's going to fall. Arthur is trying to do as ton of damage possible, but there's no tanks to hold the front line. Delay and Ornn just get absolutely shredded through by the Talia and Kog'Maw damage, and that Cloud Drake is going to go straight into ATU's hands, and this is not looking good. I mean, our tanks are getting melted through.
And we talked about that quite early in the game. The Kog'Maw will decide the fate of these team fights. So we have 2-8, with 3 going over to ATU from that last team fight.
So looking at the scoreboard, 2-8 looks worse than it is. Obviously, we only have a 1K gold loss, but I definitely think it's actually is a lot worse than it seems, because I mean, looking at back-to-back team fights now, it didn't even look like we had a chance, right? I mean, the initial start to that team fight looked great with the double knockup. The Pop Blossom goes through, but it's just I don't think that the shot calls are, you know, in the right area. I think both teams are, all the players are kind of looking at different players to kind of talk to in terms of who they're dealing the damage on. And going to see a failed gank go through. Knockup doesn't really go through for Ornn there. But in terms of those team fights, your main damage dealers are going to be Sivir and Tristana. Lavorn and Arthur have to be on the same page. And if they're not, and they're shooting different people, especially with, ATU has some tanky members as well. So, if they're too focused, one's focused on Alawi, the other one's focused on Briar or something like that, then no damage is going to be done at all.
Yeah, it's critical that we catch that Kog'Maw off. He's currently running a 202 with quite a gold lead on Arthur Gamer, as I believe. Maybe we could look for maybe a flank angle, because catching that Kog'Maw in the back line with the Nico ult puts her in quite the risk.
Yeah, definitely looking for any sort of play to be happening, and it's going to actually be ATU that starts things off. I mean, they're definitely looking to fight for this top Riverside, maybe going in for a top dive on towards Delay, unless Otacon is actually about to spawn, and it is. They're not going to waste any time. The 20-minute mark hits, and that's when Otacon rises up, and they're looking to at least try to secure this, not only this top tower, but also the Otacon. Maybe it's a bait to try to go into this. If you're UAA, you cannot fall for this bait.
Ornn. Talia wall down. Ornal catches 3.
That goes through. They're still looking for the kills needed. Tristan is able to go in. Lavorn's dealing a ton of damage onto the Briar. Huge double kill, but it's going to be
down.
Sivir that gets the claim onto that. Jumps on to Keo, and that's the Talia down. A beautiful team fight. And honestly,
to UAA,
that might be the whole strategy to go into this. Maybe they've been looking at this whole game backwards this entire time. Looking at UAA's comp, they have so much engage, but honestly, that was the time when ATU brought the fight to UAA, and UAA somehow comes away with it. So maybe it's more of a sense of, we don't want to engage into them first, let them come to us, and then we re-engage onto them. And all of them got knocked up. Huge Ornn ult that came through as well, and you saw Lavorn just absolutely pelting away on towards the Briar. Each bullet out of that dragon just went crazy. So a great fight and a great turnaround as we now take about a 2k gold lead and the top tower and Otacon.
And I believe no feats of warfare just yet.
Feats is another thing that's going away, which I'm incredibly happy about. But now, kind of leaning in towards this 20-minute mark, we definitely have seen a lot more fighting than we thought we were going to get, as the first 10 minutes only met with only 1 kill in terms of the bot lane. Lavorn putting that marker on towards Alawi to try to push this bot lane. A little bit of interesting matchups here is we have both mid laners going up against the top laners in their respective, not their respective lanes, so it's a little bit interesting, but still, you can definitely tell that they're kind of leaning towards a fight now, as Archangel is going to try to get the knock up towards the Briar, but gets polymorphed just as the engage was about to begin, so we won't be seeing a fight there. Would have been a 3v3, and honestly, I think it would have been definitely a little bit more favorable towards us. Lavorn has to be careful here, as could meet up against the Briar. Briar does have ultimate, so I think Lavorn knows this. They do have vision on the Briar, and they're just going to dive right in, and that's a free kill for Lavorn. Look, the Briar just not very well keen on the fact that they were standing directly on top of a ward there, and without your jungler, UAA is going to steamroll this Cloud Drake and put themselves at soul point, which is a great spot to be at for the first game of this best of 5 series.
Cloud Drake, and if we can consider Cloud Soul, quite the nice movement buff over to our over to UAA here. If we are able to claim it, you know, critically the Sivir and the Tristana being able to play around the enemy team will be quite the deciding factor.
Yeah, Sivir and Tristana, especially like you said, I mean, with Cloud Soul would be absurd. I mean, the kiting from Arthur. I've sat behind this man whenever he's scrimming, and the amount of times he just slams that A key when he's like kiting away with his right click, I mean, it's crazy. So, you know, him with WASD in the future would also be kind of crazy, but only time will tell.
As we approach the 25-minute mark here, we will see the Baron turn its head onto the Rift, and I believe they'll also. Sorry. As we approach the 25-minute mark, we will see the Baron turn its head onto the Rift. We'll see if any of the teams will be looking to go for that. We can see Lulu kind of looking into our into our allied jungle here, placing some wards, getting some vision.
Yeah, it's kind of exactly what this game's going to be towards the middle to end game, is just a lot of supports roaming, placing wards, fighting for vision, and that's one thing that's been a huge praise for our Seawolves this entirety of the semester is their vision control. I mean, Cat BB entering this roster has just been fighting for vision nonstop. You know, as I said, listening to scrims, her main comm is, can someone help me fight for vision? And there she is, just placing wards left and right, fighting to clear those wards as well from the enemy team. And as you can see, I mean, there's only one red ward on the map right now, and it's like the top control red. And then maybe one in the bot lane, but it's in their own jungle. So it's not like they're gaining anything of it. Maybe one in our blue, but that's about it.
And we can look at the vision score here with Cat BB rocking a nice clean 75 compared to our ATU Lulu's 47. Quite the vision diff. Quite the vision diff.
Yeah, great comm as well, but in terms of the top lane, as you touched upon, that's going to be the Baron that goes in. Seismic Shove will not land, but both teams just doing a lot of poke damage to ensue on this next team fight that's coming through.
Talia looking to match Mordekaiser in the top lane. Briar peeking its head into the lane, seeing if... Nope, they're going back. Lulu and Briar hovering around the enemy side. Baron. You can see Tristana Lavorn matching Alawi in the bot lane.
Yeah, I think both teams are well aware that a Baron fight is ready to erupt. So both teams are kind of, you know, taking their last back to home, buying up as much as possible, spending as much as gold as they can. emptying the pockets before they inevitably empty the enemy's pockets in a big team fight.
Gotta be denying some vision.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of gold that has been spent in this jungle alone with just wards is kind of crazy. I mean, this just wards being placed, instantly being destroyed. In terms of how this fight goes, a lot of it as well, a lot of people don't really touch on is it's not just the fight that's going in the Baron pit. A lot of it is the control within the mid lane and top lane of the map. And as you can see, Arthur doing a really good job at trying to push that mid wave so that they at least have control on that end. And Mordekaiser as well, and kind of leaning towards that top lane. In terms of the Mordekaiser ult, I mean, he had a really pivotal moment in towards that last fight. But really, who is he going to be looking for the most, do you think, in terms of ulting to try to get out of the fight for like the first 5 seconds?
Well, I mean, there's quite a few ways to look about it. If Briar goes deep into our enemy team, we can definitely see a defensive play from Mordekaiser. I believe ulting the Kog'Maw could be quite the scary pick. You never know. Kog'Maw could burst down a Mordekaiser in the Oblivion realm quite easily. And we can see Archangel starting up the Baron here, along with Arthur Gamer.
Yeah, TP's coming in from Malawi as well. Briar
Briar
ult's
ult.
going to go right past our members. Doesn't land, and the Taliyah wall goes up. So all it's going to do is just delay the inevitable. They're going to stop the Baron for now, but, I mean, not enough damage has been dealt, and UAA is starting to turn their heads, and they're looking ready for this fight. Isaac Shove will not land.
Bursting down this Alawi, going onto Briar.
Lavorn is not holding back, entering in out with the Ornal. It's going to get the double knockup. And they're doing a ton of damage onto the Kog'Maw. Lavorn, we talked about this Kog'Maw, but it's Lavorn on the Tristana. Double kill going in for Mordekaiser, but it's going to be CatBB holding the line from this Taliyah, as that's 4 members down now. And quite literally at this point, all they have to do is turn their heads towards that dragon, get the Cloud Soul, turn it into Baron. And this is looking like a clean game 1 from our Seawolves.
Yeah, quite a critical fight. And it ended almost in an instant with that Tristana engage onto that Alawi.
Yeah, it might have just been a thing where those first couple of fights, Tristana just wasn't strong yet. And, you know, he went back, have about a 40 CS lead over this Taliyah. Gathered 3 items, got the feats.
And the upgraded IE from the Ornn.
Exactly. So, I mean, what a great reset. After losing 2 team fights, it definitely was looking very bleak. Obviously, this game's not over yet. We have definitely seen matches where teams have gotten the Dragon Soul but still end up losing the game. So definitely need to lock in for this one. It's not over until that Nexus explodes. So gonna have to make sure to find a way, creative way to get this Baron. If not, just force a team fight and end right there. In either scenario, though, they're looking like in very good positions, as once again, going right back to fighting for vision, as CatBB is almost at 100 vision score. I mean, in a 30-minute game is unbelievable. It's about 30 vision score per 10 minutes, which I think I have 30 vision score for usually my whole entire games. Crazy solo kill that goes in for Mordekaiser alongside Archangel's help. So a little bit of a double gank there that goes in. That's going to be the Taliyah off the map. No wall will be coming through.
And this Briar cannot hit these ults.
Yeah,
I mean,
these ults have been sailing right past. You know, in the past, like I said earlier in the draft, Briar's definitely been a little bit of a nightmare champ for us, but this one, not so much. Polymorph will come through, and that Lulu is trying their best to run away, but Archangel is definitely not tucking tail, and will take this red buff with ease, and they're going to turn it into a Baron fight. A little bit of a whiff onto the cannon there. A little interesting cue. But
-1?
I mean, it's a 4v5, so I mean, this should be just a free Baron. No vision for ATU, so they have no clue what's going on. That's a free Baron. And UAA is just bleeding out this ATU team.
We're looking at a roughly 7k gold difference here towards the side of UAA. Quite the favorable lead, but you know, you can never be sure.
Yeah, I mean, one team fight could really turn it around. Thank God Otacon is already done and dusted with. You know, a scary Otacon fight could turn the tides a little bit, but all objectives have gone straight into UAA's pockets. All roads lead to UAA. So some great stuff so far from our team. And all they really have to do is just push these side waves, get that mid wave going up with the Baron buff, and hopefully looks like they're leaning towards this top side.
Alawi pinging their own Kog'Maw. Could be.
You never like to see that, especially at a collegiate level. I've definitely seen matches many times where, if one player is not doing so well, their own teammate will start pinging them. Usually you see that in like ranked games, but to see it at a collegiate level is a little sad to get pinged that you're alive. It's never a great ping. Luckily, we don't see any question marks go on or any of the hook emotes, but it's going to look towards a fight ensuing. It's going to be
Ornal coming out.
Comes through right
Double
onto
knockup
top
onto the
tower.
Alawi and the Briar. Ornn in a really pretty precarious position. Polymorph going out. Tristana pushing bot here. Mordekaiser's looking to catch this Lulu. And Briar coming off into...
He's going to go golden for a little bit, but it's going to be the Pop Blossom that doesn't fully go through. Keo will go golden as well, but the Bop lands right in time. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade that goes through, but as the double kill comes in from Lavorn, he's going to be actually the only one on the map right now, as he's going to try to end on his own. I mean, with those powered up minions, he could do it. I mean, he has 30 seconds left to end the game on his own.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is happening.
Yeah, this possibly could be it. Lavorn, I mean, turning the game, being the MVP, the GGs are already coming through. Lavorn will win this game on his own, as he's going to be the one to destroy the Nexus. Beautiful stuff, shooting the dragon. And that's going to be the first Nexus to fall, ladies and gentlemen, in this best of 5 series. UAA are starting up 1-0 in the grand final.
The Seawolf takes its bite out of game 1.
Let's see how things go after a quick intermission, and we'll see you guys for the game 2 draft phase. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to map number 2 of this best of 5 grand final. If you are wanting to take a step back and watch for yourself, then by all means go do that right now. Pause the stream, but there will be spoilers in 3, 2, 1. UAA won the first map, taking it in a very what was quite literally UAA fashion, losing the first couple of team fights, but then striking back very fast and winning it to the end. A very nice game from Lavorn in particular, who absolutely took off once he got his 3-atom power spike. And now getting straight into this draft. It's not going to be Utsoft this time that is casting alongside me, but none other than...
It's Mooney again, back here to cast. Excited to be here for these grand final games.
Yeah, super excited. I mean, the first couple of weeks casting, it was definitely very lonely in this casting room. But having Mooney here to cast alongside me has definitely brought a lot of game knowledge and just enjoyment overall for these games. So we'll definitely see. And talking about game knowledge, I'll kind of let you take control now, as we are pretty late to the draft phase. But I'll let you get into it.
Been down a bunch of mid laners on my team, same bands, pretty much, like almost exactly. Been out the Mordekaiser this time, as well as Cassante, because we didn't pick top lane yet. We picked... First pick Sivir, I think, and then they pick like super hard engage with a Enchanter Lulu, so I assume they're going to play try and play a hyper carry bot lane, like a Jinx or Zeri or Kog'Maw again maybe. Could be anything. Well, they can't play Jinx, it's banned. But I think we're in a pretty decent spot. We can play pretty hard or pretty good like anti-engage into their Ornn and Poppy, or Ornn Amumu, with Talia rocks and like W, as well as the Sivir spell shield. So should be good.
And they're going to be picking the Tristana. This is the one thing I really wish that it was Fearless, is unfortunately we are seeing practically the exact same game just added on to an Amumu. We'll see what goes in for UAA on the 4-5 on the blue side. UAA will be on the blue side, so ATU losing the game, if you didn't know how it works, once you lose a match, you get to choose the side for the next one. So apparently they do like sticking on towards this red side. Maybe they see something different and interesting. Wow. The flex pick of the Nico. Interesting. So a lot of us assuming maybe that it was going to be the Sivir Nico bot lane, but it's going to be Archangel taking that Nico into the jungle. What are your thoughts?
It's pretty good. The Milio can like cleanse the Lulu polymorph, big Amumu ult, Jace. It's pretty hard lane for kill, I think. We are playing like super scaling, just trying to peel back, scale, like play vegan. I think they're definitely gonna try and play for just early game skirmishes, like anything, before we can try and scale and get to late game. But I don't know if they'll be able to. It is pretty hard to fight into our comp. Like, even though Milio, like Enchanter, can't really go in, can't really make plays, he can respond to it really well. And then the Kale is pretty fast, just trying to scale. I think this is a pretty good draft. Jason's a little bit scary with the damage, but should be good.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that about the Jace as well. I mean, Jace in the top lane, we haven't seen, at least in the Pro League, for quite a while now. He was very dominant in like the first half of this year in that top lane.
I guess it could be Jason mid and then Ornn top.
Oh yeah, that could be the thing too. Yeah, it probably is that. Sorry, just seeing Archangel on the Ornn jungle kind of just like threw my whole world for a loop. But that's exactly why we have you on the cast to correct me on my wrongs. But this will be a little bit more interesting here. Sivir, alongside that Milio, how do you think is going to play into the Tristana Lulu bot lane?
I think I'm pretty sure Sivir can like spell shield the explosion from Tristana's bomb. And then just trying to like wave clear against it. Both of them have like no real engage bot lane. Jace mid versus Talia should be pretty losing. Can't really like jump on her with the rocks in your way. It'll just stun you, and then you have the W push you away. Good game, I think.
Yeah, it
push it to
should,
them.
it should be pretty solid overall. I'm super excited to see. Kayla has been one of those characters that has been banned away from Delay quite a bit. Usually last semester that was like his go-to, but luckily this time around we'll be seeing it. So it's definitely a pleasure to see these staple picks. Unfortunately, now that the triple ban has kind of shown the same from ATU, banning that Oriana, Mel, and Caitlyn. Sad we might not see a Caitlyn game from Arthur Gamer this time around, but he's definitely well prepared on that Sivir. So we're gonna take a quick intermission, a little bit shorter this time in terms of that spectator delay, because we were kind of just analyzing the draft for the most part. But we will see you guys really quickly. This is definitely a good time to get a bathroom break, get your popcorn refilled. Let's get started. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're directly into the game, and we got a team stacking on towards right below the Raptors of the red jungle of the red team. So a little interesting in exactly what's going to go on here, but everything panned out just as Mooney put it. Got the Jace in the mid and Nico in the jungle, so it's definitely going to be a very interesting time. I don't believe UAA really knows exactly where they are, but this is pretty much the default positioning for our team, so nothing is looking to come of it. Doesn't look like they're looking to place any wards in the blue jungle, so pretty interesting positioning so far.
Yeah, I think low key it was an Ornn mid angle to put the Jace against the Kayle to pressure it. On the down low, this Ornn against Kayle is just gonna probably let him scale for free unless he gets ganked like a bunch with the Ornn setup. Otherwise, it should be pretty good for him. I think this Jace is not going to be super good into Talia. It shouldn't be, at least, unless he like gets a ton of EQs off the shock blasts. But it shouldn't be possible. Bot lane started Cole, just trying to farm Tristana. Eagle Tempo doesn't really have the burst potential with PTA or Halo Blades, so probably just gonna try and play back, especially against the Sivir lane push with the W and the Q. Should be pretty simple. Bot lane might be a bit of a snoozer early unless my Nico jungle does something crazy or something.
Yeah, but as far as we know from Archangel, definitely used to the more farming potential. This mid battle is definitely looking to a rocky start for Lavorn, as the Jace is definitely winning in the early trade for now, but definitely putting on the pressure. Gets vision on towards the Raptors as well, so they know that Archangel started bot and is trailing towards top. And kind of looking back to that early game start for ATU, I think they were going honestly just for a blind counter. They probably saw in some sort of VOD somewhere. Nice seismic shove that comes in from Lavorn to get that trade right back off, but a triple auto comes in from Jace to slowly even things up. Definitely gets a little bit scary though, probably for future matches, as this is a best of 5. We saw that in the last game, these two top laners definitely were playing a lot slower, but it looks like now Delay's not going to be waiting for any sort of attack angle.
Or is really trying to punish the Kayle early game as hard as he can, but he is running Oom right now, so doesn't have any abilities to really do anything with.
First blood actually went in through, and that's going to be a double kill for the Tristana.
Oh no.
Unfortunate, bot lane had no clue what went on there, but it did look like the dive in from the Tristana after hitting level 3 right as they went through, but now it's going to be the dive on towards the Ornn. Going to enact the flash, so they at least bring that in, but unfortunately he's not going to secure anything of it, so the cross map won't come through. A little bit of an interesting start there. Jace gets a huge shot onto Lavorn, but it's not going to deal too much damage, but just a little bit of a chunk. A little bit of a backward start than we saw at the last series. UAA taking that first blood in the first game, but this time around, the Tristana finds a lot of success in the bot lane.
Definitely. They didn't even use the heal or flash on Lulu. It's pretty interesting. Pretty bad. Did trade Scuttle Crabs, which not too bad. It seemed like they are aware of like where Nico's going to be. They were pinging the Krugs, so it seems like they are aware of the pathing. Did see the same thing as on Amumu as well. Saw like the pings on his Krugs. They are slow pushing the bot lane. Just gonna clear the wave and then back, I assume. But both mid laners did already TP, so there's no TPing back to lane for another like 5 minutes. I don't know the timer. I'm afraid there is a decent bot CS gap, even though there is a 2-kill lead on the Tristana. They are pretty similar to Gold.
Yeah, Arc's going to have to be a little bit careful here. They know how much Arc loves to farm, and Amumu and ATU definitely looking a lot different when it comes to their vision. We saw last game that I mean, even the support, Cat BB, had about 100 vision score just placing those wards down, and we couldn't even find one red ward on the map. But you can definitely tell now that ATU is definitely putting a lot of effort into getting those wards down, getting that vision throughout the jungle, and just making it a lot harder for Archangel to kind of devise any plans or make any sort of surprise plays. And a lot of the plays that are going to be extremely calculated, especially this one from the Tristana that goes in for the dive, is going to buff from the Lulu, and that's going to be the third kill, claiming the feats of warfare. Arthur just getting, unfortunately, caught out there. Unfortunately, once again, the Milio just doesn't have the same buffs from Lulu, so that Lulu just allowing them to go through, and once again, not using any sort of the summer spells, just not able to get the trade there. It's getting very precarious in this bot lane.
Yeah, they are gonna do Dragon with that kill. It's pretty unfortunate, though it is fairly expected for our team to lose early, especially with this team comp.
Very interesting, a minion over here going to clear the jungle. I wonder what that is.
I
didn't know minions could actually walk towards the Baron pit. Oh, it was Arc, as per usual. We've seen a lot of fun Nico plays from our jungler, and hopefully we get to see some in the future towards the rest of this game. That'll be really fun as well. But it's going to be the Ornn ult that comes through, and it's going to enact the Divine Judgment and the Pop Blossom from the double ult that comes through, but he's still able to secure the kill on towards Delay, but hopefully that's a trade that also comes through as well from Archangel. Nice little auto attack there to also clean up the wave. But still, if you're Delay there, is that worth to you, Mooney?
I'd say no. You missed out on a bunch of XP from that wave as well as the gold. So getting your jungler ahead is pretty good. And Kale early, I guess it is probably better on Kale for Kale to be on Kale, but I mean, Nico as the Dark Seal is stacking up. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, the kill on Ornn is not as valuable as a kill on Nico, I would say.
Yeah, so Kale going to be set back just a little bit, especially losing that XP as you touched on, but I don't believe the Ornn has a TB either, so he will lose a wave, so it's pretty much a wave for wave, but they also go for a little bit of a lane swap now. Kale's going to be going up against that bot lane and support, but looks like a little bit of a pinch is going on. Another fight towards the Grubs goes through as Archangel trying to secure at least one of them, but the Amumu is going to push them off, so they don't even get to have the chance of getting one of these Void Grubs. As now, it looked like it was going to be a Void Grub fight, but it turns into a top dive. Delay, it's going to get Polymorph, not able to get away in time, and that Tristana is just getting way too strong. I mean, what kind of answer do you have against this Tristana that is sitting at 4 kills now, 250 bounty, almost built up on their first item? I mean, if you were in the game, you know, how do you come to try to play against this at all?
You just hope to play late game, and then hope that your Nico can just hit a big engage onto it, and then your Kale can like Shadow Flame, all 16E it, and like one shot him, or your Talia can combo him. You shouldn't be able to jump in onto onto them because of the Talia rocks, but this is a massive dive. There's no way they can dive this.
Yeah, it's not really working out for them, actually. It's turning kind of tail against their heads. Arthur finally able to get up on the board, and it's going to be a double kill for him as the Jace eats the turret shot. Beautifully well played with the Milio ult. The Breath of Life is breathed right into Arthur's lap as he gets the double kill there, and Cat BB is trying to deal some more damage as Talia is also looking towards this top lane, but is not going to secure anymore. Just going to push this wave in, and luckily for them, they got the lane swap down, so now they can start to reset now. But that was looking a little bit scary for Arthur there, as looking at the wards now, there's a ton of red on the map. Pop Blossom fails, unfortunately. They're able to get the root on towards this Ornn, and hopefully to feed the kill to Delay would be massive here. Flash gets initialized, and it will be Delay to secure that kill as well. Very nice start to slowly get the comeback, as they now have finally eclipsed that gold lead up to 400 gold now, but obviously it's a little bit different in this context given the fact that most of that gold is in Tristana's pockets. So even though UA do have the gold lead for now, however minimum it is, it's still a little bit scary for them.
Yeah, I think this Sivir really needs to get strong because we're like completely AP topside. Sivir is like the lone AD character on our team comp, and if she doesn't get ahead, then this Ornn is gonna be
Unkillable.
a little bit more than hard to kill.
Yeah.
As well as this Amumu, he can also be pretty hard to kill.
And that might be exactly what's going through our players' minds. That is probably why. I mean, Archangel is not the biggest gank type jungler, but going for multiple ganks now on towards his Ornn, we're most likely, as to your reasoning, probably seeing the exact same thing. Our Sivir's a little bit behind. Arthur's kind of the only one now to take care of their win con of that Ornn. So, they're probably just going to, instead of trying to help Arthur, get stronger, they're kind of going to take the opposite route and make sure that the Ornn doesn't get stronger. But now reaching that 11-minute mark, it's going to be the next dragon that spawns, and it's going to be a Hextech Soul, which is really interesting, as we had the Cloud Drake last game.
Is it? It's only a second dragon.
Oh, is that not how it works? Is it third?
It's third dragon, isn't
Third,
it?
yes. Sorry, I can't count. So we won't see until then. But hopefully it's not Cloud. Cloud's usually, in my opinion, one of the boring ones. I actually really like seeing the Hextech Soul, but
Yeah.
regardless of whatever Drake it is, does look like that second one will go into the hands of ATU Green.
Unless the Milio can steal. Unlucky.
A Spellbook Smite, maybe, perchance. That'd be kind of funny. I think they took that out. I don't really remember. But
Still in the game, I think.
okay.
It's no one really good at Spellbook. Just an uncommon rune.
Thought we might have seen another Ornn top dive, but it's actually going to be...
I'm probably gonna look for it after this red buff. Try and get a split map, maybe.
I don't believe they're able to gather that red buff, though. So they're just going to leave it there for the meantime. As Nico does get spotted from that ward, so they're
Did
going
you
to have to
steal the
pull
red
off.
buff?
No, Talia ended up getting
No.
it. I don't know why the Jace didn't grab it. I thought he was going to end up doing it, but I guess Lavorn ended up getting it, so...
I thought he like stole it initially, which was like... Doesn't matter.
Okay. Definitely would have been a very unfortunate invade there. Wasted a lot of time. That top ward is gone, though. Obviously, a little bit of an observer buff there, so don't really know if the players themselves know that. But that top dive, nonetheless, is still open for the taking.
Both supports are rotating on the map together. Are looking around. Tristana's going in. Insec! Wow. It's not on the map, but...
Yeah.
Big flash for the Tristana ult Insec on the Sivir. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's extremely unfortunate. Arthur has been just completely taken out of this game. Has triple longsword, which just looks funny in the item spec, but nonetheless...
What is he even buying with those?
I-
Buying like a hubris?
I don't know exactly. I was trying to think of what could be the triple longsword, but at this point he would have already had an item. In terms of the top lane, they're not letting this Ornn get into the game at all. So they're pretty much saying, look, you can have our bot lane. Arthur, looking at Arthur in the call, just saying, look, you're not going to have a fun time, so we're going to make sure the Ornn doesn't have a fun time as well. And I mean, if that's the trade that they want to make, by all means. And it's just going to have to be the one where Arthur's going to have to bite the bullet there. Very unfortunate beginning of the game for him, and it's looking like it's going ever so further as the Tristana is going to gain the Collector.
He's like a pretty... He's the win con for sure, but I think he can be shut down pretty easily by our team comp, and our Sivir is scaling with the Cole playing Sivir and Milio. I mean, even if he doesn't scale, we have Kale scaling, and then the Nico engage is along with Weaver's wall is should be hard for this just on to carry, I think. He's jumping in though.
He's going to try to just secure this kill onto the Talia, but it's going to be Sivir to try to save their team members as Tristana was kind of going in there. It actually pulled off the team call. I think they were trying to go in for a delayed dive towards the top lane there on the turret, but instead they kind of turned their heads towards the Tristana, but ended up changing their minds. Cat is going to get caught out there, is going to be forced to utilize the flash, gets away.
Nice Q to cancel the Jace melee Q. It's pretty nice.
Very nice mechanical play from our supports, and that was able to gain us the mid-tier 1, as I believe our mid-tier 1 has hardly ever been touched. So obviously towards the latter half of this game, those turrets do die fairly quickly, especially if Tristana is sitting at 6-0. So
Cole completed. GG. GG.
It's going to be a very interesting game going forward.
He's not even like behind Tristana and gold. He's like even.
It's pretty interesting.
I guess Tristana has like a bunch of gold in base or something. Hasn't backed in a while, maybe. I don't know.
What item is that? That's
The Last Whisper.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. I saw Whisper. I thought it was gonna. Pretty sure it's gonna transform into. Is it LDR?
Yeah.
Is he just going straight to LDR?
LDR or Moral Reminder.
Dang. Okay.
It's a lot better than the last build, last game. The IE first was not it.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I saw. I was like, is he building IE? Because I saw the BF sword and I was like, interesting.
Yeah, that was not a good build. No offense, but it was not it.
Yeah. So, luckily they're talking after the game. You know, I got to sit down and talk to the team. Or not really sit down. We were kind of all looking for the match. Pop Blossom's actually going to semi-catch their Tristana when she was mid-air. A little bit interesting there, but a little bit of a failed engage as the double flash comes through, and that's going to enact the Breath of Life to come in from the Milio, but ultimately it's not going to do much. Double ult comes in as the Tristana is still coming through, but the damage is just way too strong. Shutdown comes in, and it's going to go into the pockets of the Nico. Nice double kill, but as you touched on, that damage is not going to be enough as the Ornal comes through, but Arthur is able to distract from the pop ult that comes through as well, but ultimately he is going to fall. So as ATU now, it's going to be a Chemtech Drake.
So boring, Dragon. That was boring. Most boring.
Yeah, we've been having some boring Drakes, not going to lie. Cloud Soul, whoa, it speeds them up a little bit quicker, but now Chemtech, we're just going to see some ugly jungles for the rest of this game on a very beautiful snow map.
I really don't like that the plants are the same color. They're like not matching this like harsh bright green on this like pale white blue.
Yeah.
It looks really bad. And like all the jungle camps are the same as well, except for the epic monsters.
I would love if Archangel went in for a steal here. Goes in, tries to get the smite, but doesn't land it. It's going to get polymorphed. And that might be it for Archangel, unfortunately. And now going in as well, Lavorn trying to do as much damage as possible to try to reclaim the life and avenge the fallen team captain, but it won't go through.
Yeah, he almost had ult right there. It was like it was like 1 second, and he would have gotten it off.
Yeah, cross map though. Field Delay is able to secure that tier 1, but they're going to need a little bit more than these tier 1s to kind of turn the tides now. Sitting at Soul Point ATU. Every Drake now, especially once we hit that 25-minute mark, I don't know exactly where Otacon is, whether it's top or bot.
It's top lane. You can see the like wall on the minimap.
Yeah, you can. So, honestly, that's not the greatest. I would much rather it be in the bot lane in this scenario. Actually, both scenarios is actually kind of bad because no matter what, you always have a second objective to kind of fight off on. But in this scenario, it's kind of whatever UAA, whenever that Drake spawns, which is in 4 minutes, Baron shouldn't be up. So UAA is probably going to have to fight that 4th drag really quickly, because once that Baron comes up, then it's a matter of which one do you want to trade for, whether it be Baron or it be the Soul Point.
Are establishing vision around this Otacon, just trying to keep them off it, I think. Don't really want to try and fight it. We are 13 out of 16 on our kill, which is looking pretty good for 20 minutes. So he does almost have Rabadons completed as well, which is looking pretty nice.
What's not looking nice,
Solo
unfortunately,
kill.
is, wow, a solo kill towards the bot lane is going to bring up a 4v5, and that's the Talia that's down, unfortunately, which immediately is going to turn tail on towards this Otacon. And UAA are going to have to respond now. As we talked about, Delay is getting extremely strong, almost towards that Rabadon, but he doesn't have it yet. So this fight could be a little bit precarious now as the Jace is going to TP in. This is a 4v5 as a Rift Herald comes in, so it's a 6v5 now, practically making it extremely harder now. They're not going to drive it in, so nobody's in there, but it does push Delay back a little bit, and as more turrets are going to go down, they're still looking to claim this Otacon. Nothing has gone in yet, but the Ornold will be enacted as they will claim that Otacon. Ornold goes wide, unfortunately, but it's going to be the Pop Blossom to come through. Triple knock-up, huge to come in from Archangel, but no kills are going to follow it up. But Lavorn finally back from spawn is going to be able to join in the fight, but the Jace comes in for the bottom flank, and still it's going to be all up to Lavorn here as Cat BB will fall, but he gets double dove on from the Tristana.
Tristana just barely lived after he flashed.
Yeah, that Jace just made the play there. I mean, went in for the Rift Herald dive towards the top tower, pushed Delay off, and Delay just wasn't even able to join in the fight, or else he would have gotten just double tapped by the Tristana.
Yeah. Not quite enough damage on my Nico yet. Can't one-shot the Tristana through Lulu shields and stuff.
Does have my favorite item in the game, though. The Lick Bane.
Lick Bang. Yeah.
We love to see the Lick Bane on our jungler.
Oh yeah. They'll have the Rabadon's completed on the top lane. Just trying to play it to scale, I think. I think maybe a burst build would have been better on Talia this game, just to try and kill this Jace and this Tristana. I don't think you really want to be the one who's hitting the Ornn and stuff. But I guess he's going Shadow Flame, which is like kind of bursty. Well, I guess it's not kind of bursty, it just is bursty, but I think it's good.
Bot tier 1 has not been secured yet, so definitely see trying to push in this lane. Lavorn's looking to at least secure that one, but with the Drake coming in about T-minus 50 seconds left, both teams are, especially ATU, are turning their heads towards this, especially after claiming that Otacon. Things could get extremely interesting here, trying to hide in towards these bushes, just lying and waiting to see if they're able to claim them. And it's going to be Archangel to go in with the Pop Blossom, gets a double hit, but the Tristana is able to get out and does not secure any damage. Archangel just gets obliterated, not even going to be able to have a chance, and Amumu enacts the ult as well. That's a double kill for the Tristana. And before UAA even had a chance, the dragon hasn't even spawned yet.
Yeah, they need to slow this game down. I guess they really needed a dragon so I can salt the game like 5 more minutes, but you just can't. Should be a solo kill.
Yeah, Divine Judgment comes in. Nice shutdown onto the Ornn. But unfortunately, that's going to be the Chemtech Soul for ATU. Barring a crazy Sivir snipe. But that range is definitely not that long, so
yeah,
this is definitely looking like a very unfortunate game. Surprisingly enough, it's only a 3k gold lead. It's not terrible, but
3k gold, but they do have 4 dragons and Chemtech Soul with a Lulu,
yeah,
so
and a 12 and 1 Tristana, so
it is looking pretty rough. It is only game 2 though, game 2 of potentially 5, so.
And a non-fearless game. Oh my gosh, like we're most likely now we have to like bounce around having to now Jace is a big worry, you know, Tristana is a huge worry of you know, those characters. And I'm sure ATU are extremely comfortable with the bans that they've chosen, you know, the Orianna, Mel, Caitlyn. I mean, those are some really strong champions for our pool. You know, the Orianna ban, not only does it ban a huge champ for Lavorn, but it also bans one of our signature comps, being the Orianna Nocturne. So we no longer have that up to scale. The Caitlyn obviously being the number 1 choice for Arthur, putting him on that Sivir. While he is extremely strong with it, you know, kind of leaves him open to these engaged type bot lanes that he's taking a lot of damage from. And the Mel as well, another stable pick for Lavorn, and obviously just an annoying character nonetheless with the mirror.
Ornn is level 14, so he has upgraded the Infinity Edge for the Tristana. Gives like 90 something AD. He's strong now. He's actually super strong. He's got like Hex Drinker as well.
Crazy strong, yeah. This Tristana is gonna need a crazy solo play for us to take them out. like singling them out is what I meant. Definitely, we won't be able to solo them at all. It's definitely going to need a team effort, and we're definitely going to have to fight back to front. But getting through that Amumu and Ornn and Jace is going to be extremely difficult. So UAA is going to have to be putting their creative hats on to see exactly how they can do this.
I think they really have to stall out for the scale. I don't see really any other way they can win.
I mean,
like steal Elder this Baron or something.
This will be the first time Delay is actually in a team fight this entire match too. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see now that we have a true 5v5. But I mean, this Jace is poking them out like crazy. And the Baron has been dealt a lot of damage, but ATU is going to give it up. Pop Blossom goes through, triple knockup, but the Ornn ult comes through as well. And Archangel pretty much ults just to die. Delay's trying to deal as much damage as the Divine Judgment comes out. It's going to deal a ton of damage as well, but now it's a 3v3 ultimately. Not terrible, but that Tristana is still on the board. Jace falls from the Kayle, but the triple kill from the Tristana is just too much. And now in a 2v3, Lavorn and Cap BB just don't have enough. They were able to at least stop ATU from doing the Baron. So it's not terrible, but, you know, I mean, that's pretty much the best it's going to get from our team in terms of fighting. We're kind of, at this point, hoping for ATU to mess up at this point.
I think that was actually a pretty good outcome, to be honest. I mean, you got gold on Kayle, got the shutdown off of that Jace. I mean, that was pretty good if you ask me. Stop their Baron, it's like stalled out the game. It's like only good for us. It's not good for them. They really want to end this game fast, I think.
Yeah, as you touched on, I mean, the longer this game goes on, that Kayle and Nico will get stronger, so that's definitely a good thing to see. As well as it gives time for, you know, Arthur, obviously, coming back from a 15-1 deficit with this Tristana is a little difficult, but definitely gives himself some time to at least get manageable, so where he can actually at least do some bit of damage. But in terms of how they went in, I mean, it's a little unfortunate now that the Nico, our junglers, kind of succumbed to, I'm just going to go in and ult, but I'll die at the same time. So it's kind of a thing where it's like, if Archangel doesn't get a triple knockup, it's kind of literally useless.
I mean, you don't really need a triple knockup, you just need a knockup on the Lulu and the Tristana.
Yeah, the Tristana.
Or, yes, I mean, it's kind of a knockup by everyone on their team. Or if not, you just can't really walk into them.
Yeah.
But I think Kayle really needs to be in a side lane right now. He needs to be bot lane with this teleport, trying to get that to tier 1 tower, as well as level 16. I don't think he should be here. He should be playing for himself right now.
And he does have TP, so he could rejoin at any time, but I think they're just a little bit worrisome about this Baron just being insta-started, and ATU is doing a really good job at holding the pressure on whether or not they, you know, they're stepping forward. Maybe they want to go for a team fight, or maybe they're going for Baron, and it looks like they're just fishing for this Amumu grab, as the base is going to come through from the Kayle, or from the Nico rather. Goes back, purchases Void Staff, so it will be a little bit stronger for this fight, as ATU is definitely taking a long time. But wow, that Jace just chunked half health onto Lavorn. It's going to force him to go back, unfortunately, but doesn't really have the space to do so. Archangel's going to go back. No, it was a fake. Faking out the observer there.
But
but
they're trying to go into the Baron right now.
Yeah, they're going to be starting the Baron. I don't think Delay knows until just now, as now the Baron is extremely weak, far below half health. Pop Blossom's going to go through from Archangel, and it's going to start this fight. Huge knockup, and the Tristana's down! Huge kill, but the red team's going to secure that Baron, so now we just have to get the kills. Double kill coming in from Arthur Gamer, as he gets a triple onto the Lulu as well. All that's left is the Ornn, and all of a sudden, we get a huge ace to win that fight, but...
And we're going to get Elder as well. Or we could just, like, end maybe.
Maybe we could end. I mean, 30 seconds left. We don't have the biggest wave towards this mid lane, but definitely could be a huge angle to get the Elder. And all of a sudden, we got a really good buff and a really good game on our hands after something that looked incredibly bleak for our team. Arthur Gamer comes in clutch, getting a huge double kill. As you touched on, the Pop Blossom doesn't have to get a quad pick. It just has to knock up that Tristana and Lulu, and it did just that. Arthur Gamer was like locked in, had that sniper vision.
They are waiting for the Elder buff on Nico as well. Let's go.
Very smart. There we
Massive.
go. Elder Dragon has been secured, and this game is definitely starting to get to a more 50-50 chances. So this looks really good for us.
We're actually ahead in gold now.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue how that happened, but I mean, we might be seeing some more pings come in as we saw last time around. It was kind of funny. The top laner of the enemy team was pinging the Kog'Maw of last game, but now we might see the bottom lane pinging the top lane because I mean, he's definitely doing his job, but unfortunately, they kind of lose that team fight outright there. And that was one of the first times we see an Archangel kind of live from a ult there. Backing out to buy that Void Staff was extremely pivotal. And being the first team fight that we see, delay kind of come from, it's definitely a really good sight to see going for the long run of this game.
Yeah. Kale is level 16 as well. He's, I guess he thinks he has enough AP now, so he's just got our Warden's Mail for this Tristana, trying to play defensive. Well, he doesn't need that much damage with the Elder buff. I think they really can't be farming camps right now. They'd be pushing lanes, I think. They'd be, abusing as much of this Baron or this Elder as they can. They'd be, getting the powers with this, I think.
I completely agree, but, I mean, looking at the other side, ATU, it doesn't look like they're doing much with the Baron buff. I mean...
They don't have a Baron buff. They all died with it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so, I mean, kind of was just a waste at that point. Ultimately, just green light for UAA. And a great start for them.
Yeah, Kale is looking at the group now. They're looking for a 4-1 mid bots with Talia trying to wall up for a pick on Tristana, I think. Just pick on anyone, I guess.
Does the wall go that long? All the way to
yeah.
mid? Oh, wow.
Well, not it wouldn't go from all the way to lane, but
Probably go to, Wolves or blue buff?
probably, yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty short level 1, at rank 1, but, after that, it's pretty good. You're gonna
Huge
get a pick
kill.
on Horn. It's really good for
Huge.
so that, Tristana has so much less frontline, so, so much harder to play for Tristana. She needs to think about this, everything on enemy team, because she's, she and Jace are, the only two important, threats. And Jace isn't even here right now. Jace is top lane pushing.
Yeah, he does have that TP, so he could rejoin at any given moment as he is trying to push in that top lane before probably rejoining for this tier 2 fight that's ensuing ever so slowly. But ATU is probably just kind of having an aura off, trying to...
Our Elder has run out, I think.
Yeah, it has. The buff is no longer at... I don't see the animation anymore, so... Things are kind of looking a little bit scary now. They still do have that Chemtech buff, so... What is the Chemtech buff again? It's
heal, shield power, and you get damage resistance at low health.
Gotcha. Jace did back. Ornn is back alive, so the 5 members going towards this bot lane, probably assuming that UAA is kind of pushing here, but it's going to be the Kale in the top lane, Tilly in the mid. And after everyone kind of goes back to regather their gold
Literally
as much as possible.
Everyone except for Milio has armor now. Except for, well, I guess Talia doesn't. But you have Thorn Mail Sivir and a Randuin Zanya Kale.
Thorn Mail Sivir. I mean, if you are not playing just to not let this Tristana play, I mean, by all means, you obviously know that she's extremely strong with the Mortal Wound, IE, and whatever that purple sword is alongside the Collector. But
Aww.
yeah, so it's kind of funny to see these tank items being built. Talia Lavorn goes back and is building up that Rabadon, so it would make him quite strong as well, as that would be his 4th item.
Yeah, he's pretty strong in extended fights with his the CDR from the Black Fire Torch, as well as burst of damage with the Shadow Flame, and soon to be I can't think.
The item he's building right now, Rabadon.
Yeah, Rabadon and Void Stuff.
If you were UAA right now, are you wanting to be the one to engage onto the fight, or are you kind of waiting for the Baron to spawn up and utilize an objective?
I think you should wait for an objective to play around, which is gonna be Baron. I might just stall around Baron so they can take Elder or something. But
wow. I mean, Redemption tries to go through, but it's not going to be utilized just enough. Kale used Flash, so they were able to at least pull that Summoner spell off. But now with a 4v5, it looks like they're turning their eyes towards this red jungle. They see that a bunch of members are here, but now it's in a 4v5. That Jace, as we talked about, the Jace and the Tristana are the main two people that are going to be the main damage dealers here. And if they're able to take them out, or at least stall them out just enough, Seismic Shove is going to pull the Amumu in, but...
Let's be really careful right here. You can engage on and die.
Yeah, that was a little bit precarious there for Lavorn. I mean, he still has the vision there, but he has no care in the world. He's just going to be continuing to shoot rocks and kick rocks towards the enemy team. Could be a little bit dangerous now. The Jace is still not in spawn yet, so it's inevitably still a 4v5, but they're not doing too much damage towards this Baron. Baron is going extremely slowly, and I think UAA is trying to bait in a fight, but ATU is not biting. They're really trying to wait for that Baron steal, as the Ornal will come through. As they're still waiting, UAA is going to have to pull back, and the Baron will heal up for the meantime. So now, things are going to back up, and it looks like UAA is just going to pull back now as the Jace comes back alive, but I mean, that was just a little too much damage dealt. As, I mean, Arthur Gamer is right back to normal, so we're going to see some backs coming in from ATU, and it was never a Baron fight this entire time. They turned it on to the Elder, and they're looking to get this buff, and I mean, they should be able to absolutely melt this down, and that's going to be a back-to-back Elder Dragon buff for UAA.
Yeah, get the Elder and then try and go Baron and end with it, maybe? Looks like they want to recall, though. I guess they can buy wood stuff or something. Yeah,
they definitely have a lot of gold after a lot of the kind of stalling that they did for the most part in terms of waiting for that Baron as well. So after they get their items and kind of recall back, once again, Cat BB reaching that 100 vision mark, as we saw, back-to-back games. Incredibly impressive.
Do you have the Rabadons on Tilia as well?
And Zonia's for both our top lane and jungle. So if the fight does, go a bit precarious and they're not able to take out the Tristana, we do have that backup plan to kind of keep the Nico and Kill alive. Especially as we've seen Archangel kind of ulting in and then instantly dying. I don't think that it's going to happen this time around, given that he's level 18, extremely strong now. But
I think we should probably just force again to catch.
Wow,
that's so
what
good.
A shove coming in from Lavorn as they're able to clean up the Lulu of all people. Redemption utilized, but it's not going to redeem the kill that onto that support with 21 assists. They've been a pivotal part of this game, and they caught out their Tristana as well, but the Tristana kills the Archangel, so we no longer have the jungler, so things could get a little bit scary now. Emilio's going to have to ult, Arnold also trying to secure as well, but there's going to be a delay. Going in for the Divine Judgment, slams it down and gets a double kill for Arthur Gamer onto Ornn and the Amumu. Weaver Wall is going to be risen up now as they take out this tier 3 mid tower, and they're looking straight to end the game. All that's left up is this Jace now. Is it possible to end the game here? They might just be able to.
I think so.
Wow, with the Elder buff in a game that looked absolutely unwinnable with a 15-kill Tristana, UAA now put themselves at championship point, taking that second Nexus.
GG.
GG's all around, ladies and gentlemen. That game looked incredibly crazy, but we've seen this time and time again, RC Wolves, even at the darkest of times, the darkest of moments, with stuff going against them like the Baron buff, a Chemtech Soul, everything, a 15-kill Tristana, it doesn't matter. The resilience that this team has shown throughout the entirety of this season and up to the grand finals is something to look at in fantastic remarks. So we'll see you guys for map number 3 as UAA is up 2-0 in this series. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third and hopefully final draft pick phase, as we do have UAA once again starting on the blue side. So ATU really confident on this red side, but this time around they're going to be banning the Mel, Milio, and Kale to start things off, kind of switching out from that Orianna and the Orianna and Caitlyn that was previously banned, and immediately after that's banned, Caitlyn will be selected for UAA, so super exciting to see. But in terms of the last two games, if you're just now joining in, UAA, this is the League of Legends Grand Final, the championship, the penultimate moment for our League of Legends team, as it has been evading them for the past couple of semesters. But finally, they are now in the Grand Final and find themselves up, spoiler alert, 2-0 at Championship and Series Point. ATU took it to them in the final in the last game, and luckily UAA was able to strike back. But now going into this draft phase, what are your thoughts on especially this Orianna Nocturne pick, which is honestly a UAA staple?
Yeah, is pretty scary, especially this Ornn. This is a crazy, could be an absolutely insane engage with the Orianna Nocturne as well as the Ornn ult. I was gonna say Corki package, but it's not in the game anymore. Aatrox, I think it's probably not the best, or it could be good depending on what they pick support. You have Taric, which is crazy good. Taric's so good, especially if you get the ult before the Nocturne engage, or Nocturne Orianna engage. Could be really, really crazy. My Caitlyn players on Caitlyn. Aatrox playing against Ornn, which is good, as well as two melee characters, which is pretty nice. He doesn't have like a ton of mobility, so he can't really like. He shouldn't be able to escape from Aatrox super well. Syndra, it's like always good in like any game, no matter what. Might be able to like poke out Orianna in lane. And then
The jungle pick. The Bruiser Graves.
The Bruiser Graves is finally coming out.
It's finally here. We saw last semester, you know, if you're a ball knower for UAA Esports, there was this particular clip of Archangel getting a pentakill with Graves, and we literally had, that was literally our only clip that we ever had throughout the entire semester. It was quite funny. It was on our TV. It would replay like every other 30 seconds, so it was quite funny to see. So hopefully, finally, we get to see it returning, which has been very long missed. So it's super exciting to see that. Hopefully,
this is not a bad game for it either.
Yeah, this is definitely a good one. I mean, you have the Nautilus, so definitely be able to chunk down that tank as well. But alongside the Caitlyn, and I was kind of hoping we might see an Aatrox jungle angle, because that's definitely what Archangel has been running the last couple of days. But it's gonna be Delay, which is another staple pick. So super excited to see this. I mean, it definitely looks like a scare draft from ATU, but a great response from UAA. And on the blue side, nonetheless, they were able to kind of respond to the draft, and it was almost as if they were doing the counter picking.
I don't know why they saved Nautilus for last pick. That's like, it's pretty bad. You'd like never last pick Nautilus like ever. It's so pointless. You can just pick it into anything. I don't get it.
Yeah, so
that's what they did. I guess they won it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this all turns out. As you touched upon, the Taric, really good pick. I'm like super excited to see how this all plays out, and kind of puts me in the feels. This might be the last game that we're seeing, not only for League of Legends, everybody, but this will be the last stream of the semester. This is the last team that we have. Unfortunately, we don't have Overwatch tomorrow, so we won't be having that go forth. But after a stream delay, this will be it as we go into the intermission. So we will see you guys very soon, hopefully, for the final match and a championship victory for UAA Esports League of Legends team. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what could be the final game for our League of Legends team looking to take the trophy. It's the NECC Division 7 West Playoff Championship. Nice dodge to start things off. No Nautilus early play. But let's get things started on the road, trying to secure this game, which would be the first championship in this League of Legends title for UAA, but not only just the first for the team, but it would be the second that we've gained this week. As yesterday, if you were there, our Rocket League team, shout out to them for securing their second divisional title in NECC.
For an invade on the just a ward, no crazy invade. I was thinking it would be super cool if we had Orianna, because her ball, if it's on you, it gives you like armor MR. And if you had the Taric W on you, and then you have the Graves like E stacks, he could have like 150 armor MR.
Just the crazy
with
buff.
With like a 0 resistance item, so it'd be so cool. It'd be hilarious. But no such luck. It would be pretty cool though.
There would be like an unlimited amount of buffs. There was like an item, I forgot, I watched like a League of Legends Worlds video back in the day. It was like everyone would pick Janna in support and rush this one item to get like a crazy amount of buffs. I'm a little unfamiliar exactly what the item was called at the time, but
I don't know.
I should know a lot of people rushed it. But you can already see early on in this game, Arthur, you can just tell when he's more comfortable on this character. You know, with Sivir, he was kind of playing back a little bit, but now, I mean, he is already up in this Corky's faces.
Yeah, he's not scared.
No, not at all. I mean, especially with the confidence of being up 2-0. Obviously, if this was a best of 3, we would all be packing up and going home right now. But in a best of 5, you know, it's a little bit longer, but hopefully for them it'll only be a 1-game delay. Getting extremely aggressive on towards this Ornn. Let's be a tiny bit careful, only being level 2, but could definitely deal quite a bit of damage.
Yeah. Trux is one of those characters that's like, it's only strong after like level 4, so he's pretty weak like level 1 to 4. After that, he only gets stronger.
This is now mid lane. I mean, all the lanes are kind of just in our favor right now. Last game in particular, we were kind of on the back foot in that bottom lane. The Jace was pushing in Lavorn quite a bit, so it made things extremely difficult. But, I mean, now UA looks extremely comfortable now. Would love to see exactly how this Bruiser Graves plays out. Archangel has been really looking for a good excuse to run it. And, I mean, looking at the draft, this definitely was the best time to go for it, to pull it out. Because it's been practically a whole entire year since we've seen it. It's going to be a fast engage onto the Nocturne.
This is a winning fight.
Yeah, all he has to do is turn it on. It's going to be going in for the dash, gets a blind, and that's going to be pulling in a flash from the Nocturne and securing the scuttle, forcing a back as well. So, I mean, this is pretty much the same exact play that we saw in the very first game. Only difference is that we're not getting the kill, unfortunately. But now that pretty much just turns into a double scuttle.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Double scuttle. Jungle diff.
There's been an absolute jungle gap. Canyon.
Jungle abyss.
I don't know anything bigger than an abyss, unfortunately. Jungle galaxy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know when we start entering the realm of BM, but
Yeah. The Bruiser Graves 12 CS per minute Tarzan hack is coming out this game. And better. I believe in it.
12 CS per minute would be crazy. But now, as both of these teams have pretty much established that for the first 5 to 10 minutes or so, things are going to kind of be slowing down for the meantime. In terms of the engage side of things, we definitely saw, at least in the draft phase that we talked about, the engage that is on the side of ATU is extremely strong, but the response and the tools that UAA have to combat against that are also strong as well. So it's more than likely going to be ATU taking the first step forward and UAA allowing them to kind of re-engage back into the fight. Both junglers kind of pathing back down towards this Drake, as most, at least the last 2 games of the Drakes, have been going by in the first couple of minutes as they've spawned in. but it usually follows up with whoever gets that first pick. Nautilus will land that hook as the Taric stun comes through as well, and slightly going to get away, but that's huge amount of damage onto that Nautilus. And especially with the Drake underway, it really helps when your bot lane is winning, because now your jungler has kind of the upper hand in terms of who's helping them.
Yeah. And bot priority is massive for these early game dragons. Is pretty important for them to stack dragons with Caitlyn early. It's like she's pretty strong early, but she's also like a super strong game character. She has an AD carry in general. But big shockwave coming out.
Ooh. Yeah, nice play from the Orianna there. Is going to force the flash out of Arthur Gamer, but still Taric's able to turn the fight on towards the Nocturne. Gold into Taric's hands. I mean, not necessarily the best. You might have wanted it on the jungler or Lavorn, but still a kill is a kill nonetheless, and it's going to be onto this jungler. So unless they're able to get a nice stun there, which they do, it's a beautiful kill for Arthur Gamer back on his pivotal role of the Caitlyn.
I think he walked into a trap.
Yeah, he walked straight into it. The Nautilus, I mean, I thought it was going to be him like kind of dodging it. He's been literally watching the Caitlyn place traps the entirety of the game. But this time around, it's going to be a nice clear, and Delay find himself reaching level 7 before this Ornn and has a ton of damage over him. Almost, and gets the kill as he enacts the World Ender, and he's going to end ATU's world right there. The top laner hasn't been having a very fun game recently, not only in-game, but also out of game with all the tech difficulties happening. But it's going to be another difficulty now as the first kill goes into Delay's hands.
Solo kill with neither flash used. It's pretty crazy.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
There is a pretty significant 20 CS lead on the bot lane, which is seems like this Nautilus isn't very comfortable in this character, to be honest. Though I don't think he not very confident in like going in, especially against the Caitlyn Taric with the Corki early game.
Are you talking about Kyo, the Orianna?
Talking about Arkin 17.
Oh, okay.
That's Nautilus.
Unfortunate dive there. The Nocturne will be utilized, and just swift and easy takes out Lavorn. I mean, you blink and you miss it. A little bit of an unfortunate kill there. Probably didn't check that Nocturne reached level 6 just yet.
If he's playing Aatrox, it's just the mecha Aatrox. It's like Transformer type thing.
Yeah, it's like Transformer. In chat, we got a Gundam fan, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just a mecha robot. Whatever reference that you would like to make.
It's a Kato in skin.
Neon Genesis.
Weird.
Yeah, I noticed that his like Qs is such a weird like design animation on the ground.
Yeah. They're gonna get the grubs though. Nautilus did roam up for them.
Yeah, just get all three. So, you know, with Lavorn unfortunately being taken off the board, they were able to translate that into a triple grub. And they're giving a lot of pressure on him towards mid. He's having a really tough time now, but towards this bottom lane, they are really aiming to try to dive on towards this Corki. The pings are coming out. Without the Nautilus there, they definitely want to go in, but the wave state is just not really in their favor. It's going to have to be Arthur Gamer and Cat BB to kind of speed this up, but Archangel said, all right, guys, you took too long, but now they're actually finally ready to go in for this play. Trap falls, but the TP is going to go through, so they're going to have to hurry up if they want to get this kill, but that TP from Orianna was just a little too fast now, and they're going to have to turn their tails and unfortunately won't be able to have a play going through for them. ATU might look like they're wanting to go for a play as well, and honestly, the Orianna TP that came in allowed Lavorn to get a lot of space towards this middle of the map now.
Yeah, you gotta play it in half. It's pretty close. Put the second plates to really get it on the next time Orianna leaves lane or whatever. Whenever you can hit the tower again.
Yeah, and no Orianna TP as well, as we are about a minute 30 from Drake. So definitely not terrible. I mean, they didn't really get a play off, but out of all that, you pull a TP out. So yeah, you take your wins where you can get them.
Cinder is pretty strong in the skirmish right now, especially with the elixir of power. Helps it with for the extra adaptive power. Could be pretty strong in a fight or any skirmish, really. I think they kind of want to skirmish early with the Graves and Caitlyn. That can be pretty good. I think I should try and fight next objective no matter what. Even if they have to, like, TP for it.
Taking a step back, just looking at UAA as a whole. If you are here in the Student Union, shout out to everyone that's there at the watch party, but also at 8 o'clock there would be Panda Express being handed out. I don't know the exact location, but it will be downstairs somewhere, so definitely come out to get some Panda Express. Actually, it starts at 8:30. Don't come out at 8. I will be down there at 8 o'clock, so save me some orange chicken, please. In all seriousness, it does start at 8 o'clock, so definitely enjoy some teriyaki chicken and orange chicken as well. But hopefully, our League of Legends teams wants the orange chicken as bad as I do, and wants to end this in the next 24 minutes. We'll have to see. I mean, it's definitely doable.
Definitely.
Back into the game as a whole, we got the Cloud Drake spawning in about 5 seconds, and it looks like our Bruiser Graves is definitely aiming.
Careful right here. If you can get engaged on really quickly by the Nocturne ult. They're looking for it right now. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and he gets dove on, and he looked like he was getting a little bit too precarious on that, trying to grab that second plate, but a nice response to try to help out their mid laner, Archangel. Trying to keep things alive for the meantime. Very scary from Lavorn there. Almost tunnel visioned on that plate. He'll definitely get that gold elsewhere, but just has to be a little bit more safe.
So it was a good flash the Orianna on the Nocturne ult. It was pretty good. It's like a double value flash.
Yeah, and even going into the strike fight, they don't have Nocturne ult, so things could definitely be really good for them as well. And the Nautilus hook comes through, and
Turkey's down a mana.
Archangel will pull out that Drake, so that's the second Drake going in for them. But with the lack of firepower, I mean, Lavorn's not here for the fight, but Archangel's still going to go in and secure this kill. It's going to be Arthur. He's still going in, and Archangel's still just living through all this fire.
It's the Bruiser Graves.
Pumping him through all that damage.
137 armor. 97 magic resists with 0 resistance items.
Oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable as Arthur gets the triple kill to cap things off. That's 3 members off the board, and UAA is looking prime and ready to get this championship done and over with. They heard Panda Express is in 20 minutes, and they're looking to set a world record right now.
Bruiser Graves is no joke. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he said he was going to pull it out sooner or later, and finally, you know, what better time to pull it out than now? Lavorn's just going to be, I mean, he wants those plates. Jeez, he's going to have to force it back there. Oriana's not too near, but he might actually lose this cannon if he's not careful. Oh, he was able to get it. Nice play. So now he'll be able to go back just in time, but, I mean, if you're ATU, right? Obviously, there's no really in-game timeouts or coaches allowed to be able to be talking, but, you know, you're down 7-1. You're also down 2-0 in the championship. Lavorn is trolling right now. I don't know how the Orianna missed that. What are you saying if you're one of the people in ATU's comms to try to keep the morale going?
We can win. Let's try and scale with Corki or an item, I guess. Maybe we can engage on them and kill them all somehow.
That's very motivational, honestly. I would definitely see that. Ace in the hole goes through, but the Nautilus will block it. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing a secured kill from our Caitlyn, but nonetheless, a nice block from the support. Seeing the Nautilus reminds me of one of our own players. Shout out to the substitute that unfortunately didn't get to play this semester, but he was a very valuable sub. Shout out to Blad. We all love Blad. Definitely a big, pivotal support in our last couple of semesters. But this time around, it's going to be Cat BB who's been doing the main work in terms of that supporting role, and definitely has been a very, very great rookie pickup alongside Lavorn. I say pickup like we signed them to a contract or something, but unfortunately we do not have the materials or funds for that. So everyone that has joined our program has done it willingly and very appreciatively.
Willingly. Not at certain points.
Nah, maybe, maybe some, but you know, it's all been a great experience nonetheless for everyone. As I just kindly speak for everyone, I totally don't work here or anything.
Are gonna secure that Thrift Herald. Pretty nice. Looking to expand on our early game leads with these objectives. Very good.
As now sitting up with a 6K gold lead. I mean, all those objectives for ATU are all golden. Just begging. All the turrets are begging to be hit. Plates are about to go down, but it's not really going to do much. Caitlyn will get hooked on, and this might be the second kill secured for ATU, as it's going to be Corky getting that kill. A huge shutdown as well, so that's going to be 400 gold going into the pocket of the Corky, which could be a decent power spike. But in terms of the damage, I mean, this Graves is just eating tower shots. Now waiting for who's going to get dove on from the Nocturnal. It's going to be Lavorn once again, but not going to take enough damage as they did last time. And they're going to turn the fight straight onto the Nocturne.
It's on the wrong person. Ulted on the Syndra, not the Graves.
Yeah, I don't know why the ult went onto the Syndra. Maybe they thought that they were strong enough to get a double kill. I have no clue. Proxy's coming in from Delay to push in the wave or so further. He is going to recall on towards the ward, so he has to be a little bit careful now. Maybe if we saw the Briar from game 1, he would have got ulted on, but this time around, it is just that Nocturne. Lavorn now is going to have to deal with the Orianna that TP'd right behind him, but has the Taric there for their support. The stun doesn't land. Wow, that must have been like a pixel that doesn't go through.
What a shame.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice kill to kind of pull off both summoner spells off that Orianna as well as getting the kill. Would have just been a huge waste of time losing a lot of XP.
Been able to kill him. I don't think the Cinder has enough damage to like one combo him.
Oh yeah, that is true. I guess Lavorn is still building up. I didn't even see he only has one item so far, which is, I mean, pretty standard for being this early into the game.
Has one item.
Yeah.
It's almost two items.
It's looking extremely strong. It looks like Ocean Drake for the soul. Probably should have seen that with all the bushes that are going around the map. We've had quite literally some of the most boring dragons this series.
Well, I think Ocean Dragon is pretty cool with the map. You get the little bushes. I think it's pretty cool.
At least as a player, I'm terrified seeing every bush on the map. But it's going to be an engage from the Corky that goes in, but it's going to be the Drake that goes straight into UAA Soul, sitting at Soul Point. But now it's going to be the Nautilus in the bot lane that ultimately falls. Still going forward. The World Ender is enacted from Delay, and he's looking to still continue to destroy their hopes and dreams. It's going to be Archangel on the Bruiser Graves, getting a huge double kill. And all that's left is Ornn to watch his team just absolutely crumble. After ATU, I believe they were the 3rd seed coming into this playoff series. They might have been the 2nd. No, they were definitely the 3rd. So nonetheless, I mean, just extremely unlucky pathing that they've gone from this playoff run. Extremely impressive, though, that I believe they took down Carthage, which was the number 2 seed going into the playoffs. So they took down a really strong opponent. So, you know, thank you to them for not for taking those guys down. But unfortunately, it kind of led to them playing us.
UAA was seeded first, I think.
Yes, UAA we are the 1st seed going into the playoffs in terms of all the teams. So I kind of misspoke. I was how the playoffs work is it takes 2 divisions, West A and West B, and kind of takes their top 4 to put them into playoffs. But in terms of how ATU was seeded, they were technically like the 5th seed out of 8 teams, whereas UAA was the 1st.
Yeah. I feel like these Nocturne and Orion aren't playing together super well. I think they aren't very familiar with the combo. I also think that this like CDR burn like long-term fight build is not gonna work out with the Orianna. I feel like you just want to try and one-shot backline with like a huge burst with your Mathali Nocturne. I feel like it's just like not the best build, but it can probably work.
20 minutes in, Otacon has spawned, and this is the first time that the Otacon will be in the bot lane this time around. So we'll be across the map from the Drake, or from the Baron rather, but the Drake will spawn before that Baron in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's going to be a very interesting fight, and this game could end a lot quicker than we think, because if UAA win that fight on the Drake or the Otacon, I mean, they're getting both objectives, and that's not a really good sight at all. Fortunately, Corgale will come through, and it lands on towards Arthur. He's going to back up just in time. Ace in the hole comes through, instantly blocked. Arthur's been getting extremely lucky. Not getting dove here, but he's extremely strong as well with the LDR, so that Nautilus won't be able to do anything. Stun comes in from Lavorn, and Archangel cleans that kill up with ease and is looking to finish more off. Delay and Archangel, the dynamic duo, some of the core of this roster that has been here for semesters on end, clean up the Nocturne as well. And at this point, they're practically smurfing in this grand final.
If I'm enemy team, I'm looking to FF, not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like an FF angle. I definitely agree with you there. I mean, the last game, especially coming off the last game, I mean, you know, sometimes you can have, you know, being down 0-2, there's definitely a lot of context that comes with it. You know, sometimes you can be still resilient and be like, yo, guys, we definitely got this. But, you know, the way that they lost last game was just...
It was demoralizing.
It was demoralizing. I mean, you have Chemtech's soul, you have a soul of a Drake. You know, you lost back-to-back-to-back fights. You have a Tristana in the bot lane who has 16 kills. It's just not good. And then going into game 3, I mean, you got practically outdrafted on all scales, on all lanes. It's going to be Delay now to look for a 1v3. My money's on Delay, especially if he has ultimate, which he does. World Ender gets popped, and it's going to be the Orianna and the Corgi that are going to be doing the main dealing of damage. Double Q goes through, and he is just absolutely fighting on all fronts, but still is unfortunately going to get taken down. 1v3 from Delay. Won't unfortunately go through. Quite unfortunate for him.
Just a bit too much CC, and got ignited by Nautilus. They couldn't heal quite that much. Did also have Ivan base, so he wasn't as strong as he could be. It's a bit of a shame. Just to love this massive Titanic Graves Bruiser Graves jungle. Almost in 10 minutes. The prophecy is coming true.
This is exactly what we've seen game in and game out from Archangel, just absolutely out CSing the enemy jungle. Just 130 to 211, almost doubling this other jungler's CS. It's quite sad at this point, and now UA are going to start this dragon off. Looking to get that Ocean Soul, and ATU is really in no contest. UA doing a really good job at holding the line, shutting that gate, and building up the wall without a Talia. And they're still trying to hold the line now, and that's just an easy free Drake. I mean, you have no really engaged to set things up, and UAA is going to enact for the fight. The Ornalt's going to come through, but even if it gets a couple knockups, it's not going to do much. Archangel with that Bruiser Graves gets one. Lavorn with the next is able to follow it up with Arthur Gaming, and UAA are steamrolling to look to claim their first championship title and the second of this week. Delay cleaning up the Corgi. Last one remaining is the Orianna.
Looks like an end angle to me.
And this looks like it might just be it. They don't even need the Baron. They don't need the Otacon either, even though they claimed it a bit earlier on. But they should be able to end this game here. And ladies and gentlemen, if they get just a wave up in time, they should be able to end here, right? If the Nautilus is able, and the Nocturne is able to come back, they should be able to. After 12 long weeks and 2 semesters of it evading them, it has been a crazy road for them so far, and unfortunately, with 11 minutes left of Panda Express just lying and waiting for them, they look like they want to extend this game ever so further, which is extremely crazy.
Go Baron in 30 seconds and just end.
All they really need is just one more team fight. I mean, they might need to back a little bit, maybe get some gold. They have a ton of gold in their pockets. Tarek already and Aatrox going back in for the fights. Might be a little bit of a top angle here that gets a little bit scary. Nocturne does have that ult, so could get a little bit precarious, but that Ornn is going to pop. Syndra gets dove on by the Nocturne, and so it's going to be all up to the team captain of Archangel, and it's all up to the Bruiser Graves now. 1v4, gets the double dash, goes in, pops the ult, gets 2, is able to deal a ton of damage, trying to clean up that Corki, but does not get it, but does get 2 kills, very important kills, the top laner in the jungle, so it's not really an angle in which ATU could go through and steal the Baron off of that. So still very good for UAA, and they're in a really good spot. I don't believe they have enough damage to do the Baron themselves.
That was a pretty bad fight, but my Graves wants to limit test, I guess.
Hey, what a better time to limit test. I mean, you're already 6-0, 14 assists in the grand final. You might as well just start testing at this point.
Surely they won't come back and reverse sweep us.
Surely not, because then at that point we really will be here till 11, and don't know if any of us want that. At this point, this game might be faster than the Rocket League game from yesterday. Then things could be extremely positive. But now, just lying and waiting at delays, still split pushing this lane. He doesn't have TP just yet, but I mean, the next ensuing fight will be in very adjacent to him, so it's not like he has to go very far. Orn does have his TP though, so
I think they're just gonna force the fight around it. They're so ahead. It doesn't need to be perfect fights. Just need to be like, a good fight. Just to be a fight.
Yeah, and Delay's just going to start things off on his own. I mean, he has the World Ender activated. The Tarek tries to go in to try to help, but this looks a little bit scary now as Tarek's going to pop his ult as the Cosmic Radiance comes through. But now the damage from Delay is just way too strong. TP comes in from the Ornn and is going to do anything. The ult hasn't been popped yet, but now it's going to finally go through, but it's just too little too late as now the Orianna, once again, last one remaining, is still trying to run away. Ace in the hole is not going to hit. But it's going to be UAA to finally now have a wave, and they should be able to end this game here. Like we were saying before, it's been evading them semester after semester, getting so close to the title, but it's been slipping through their hands. Not this time. The third and final Nexus for the League of Legends team will be destroyed, and our League of Legends team has a title on their hands, winning NECC Division 7. GG's all around, and congrats to our team.
Woo! GG.
Such a fantastic week of UAA Esports. Third place for our Valorant team, first place for Rocket League, and of course, first place for League of Legends. Great stuff all around, and a fantastic season as a whole. We're going to see if we can get a little bit of a team interview coming in, so definitely a 5-person interview. This camera is going to have to zoom out quite a bit, so definitely prepare your questions, see whatever you want to ask, and what a fantastic season, everybody. So please take a minute to prepare some questions, and we'll see you guys very soon. to the post-game interview, the post-championship day interview. We have our 5 players here. If you guys haven't been in touch with the team so far, we'll kind of give each player to have a little bit of an introduction. We'll go left to right. So Arthur, you first.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Daddy Carey, and thank you for watching. This was an amazing game. We were locked in, and it was all thanks to our team. So I'll pass it next to our jungle.
Hello. Team captain here, Archangel. Pretty proud of how focused we were today. Come back in game 2, I was happy. On to.
All right, your top laner delay. Hope we brought out a great show, great season. Thanks to the team. All right.
Mid laner Lavorn. Glad that I could bring my team a championship in my first season. Glad to be here.
I'm Kat BB. I'm Vanessa, and I'm support.
Woo! Congrats all around. Definitely super excited to see you guys. So the first thing, the main thing that we've been really talking about all game long is that, the past couple of semesters, I kind of tailored this. It's kind of funny that you guys, it's you 3 that have like the matching jerseys and then the rookies that have the white jerseys. You 3 have pretty much been the core of this roster for the past 2 semesters, or the past 3 semesters now, including this one. What has kind of changed this semester as you felt? Because the last 2, you guys made it to the quarterfinals, and then you made it to the semifinals, and you couldn't really push it over to the edge. What kind of felt different this time around that allowed you guys to win this championship?
Want me to start?
Yeah, you can answer.
I would say the big difference, probably the degree of commitment. Those last 2 semesters, we didn't really have a consistent schedule for scrimming, and we weren't able to really coordinate, start being of one mind as a team until this season. I think that was what really helped us to, once again, go to the next level, is start playing as a team once again, not just, let's just semi-casually meet up for a game once a week or so.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of just like, not to take credit, but this semester, we really changed the way we were approaching things. And I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of happening at the same time as the program grows. Esports is becoming, here at UAA, it's becoming a lot more involved, I think, and less unserious with each passing semester, and that was true for us. We were putting in more effort, we were just more focused, and paid off.
And finally, it's not only our skill that has grown, it's also the esports staff that did their best job here on our university to get us those PCs that are so much better than the normal ones. So we have a good equipment and reliable-ish equipment. So
Okay.
I'm very glad that we scale each time a step further and nail it down.
If you're wondering what the drink everyone is drinking,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
The blood of our victims.
I don't think we can say that.
Sorry, the life force of our victims, not blood. of
In
course.
game, of course.
Yeah,
In game.
Yes, sir.
After we brutally
Vladimir
killed them in
Choose.
game,
The bruiser graves and everything alongside
Yeah.
that. But, great answers from the core. It's been an absolute honor to kind of see you guys grow from the very first semester you guys joined in. But now, talking about first semester joined in, got to pass it over to the Rooks, Lavorn and Cat BB. I mean, how has it been? We had you guys for some separate interviews in the past, but to those that didn't see it, how's it felt now that you finally got, your first championship in the first semester? How's it feel kind of, joining the upper echelon of the UAA Esports program as a whole now that you got this under your belt?
Well, it is our first semester, so I can't say I've tasted defeat yet, which is cool. I'm gonna brag to Alien Healer about that a lot.
Unfortunately, he's gonna be gone. He is gone as hell. Bro is. We won't say why he's leaving, but
Let's just keep it at that.
we won't say why. He thought it was good to retire now. Yeah.
We had our Golden Road. We only lost 1 map out of every competitive match we played, and I think it feels good. I think it feels really good to have this group of people who are, you can tell, are committed to improvement, as opposed to a more casual thing.
It's true.
I hate that thing.
Cabby, do you have any input on joining the team and just ultimately, all that work has finally paid off for you.
Yeah. You know, it's really fun. It's fun. Honestly, I don't know how it was before. I don't know, you guys didn't practice very often. But the practices are honestly what make us better. When we lose every scrim, but win every game, it kind of feels good, and we look back on our replays and we learn our mistakes, and I'm happy to get this championship with my friends, and it was just so fun.
Yeah, ultimately having like a competitive, fun experience has definitely been, really cool to see you guys kind of come in and out of practice, every time, spending it in person. So, you guys, especially during the summer league as well. I mean, this is one of the, I would say this, all the time. This has definitely been our most dedicated team, as not only just last semester, but this semester coming in off of a summer league that they played throughout the entire semester. It was definitely interesting to see how they took that and like translated that passion and drive into this new semester. So, all that work finally paid off, and I was super excited to see for you guys. So, we'll kind of go ask this question to Rocket League yesterday when they won theirs. So, what's kind of been like your, we'll go one by one to see what has been your most high moments, I guess, throughout the entire semester.
I guess every time I play my main because they ban it every time,
Same story here.
I'm a Caitlyn main, and it's just kind of funny to realize, like in esports, like versus solo queue, how you can choose your champ before, but here it's like, okay, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna see what champs you play, so you have to have like a nice thing, and I think that's kind of like what I want to highlight, like a pool of champions that you can rely on, and that's kind of like the important part of like being here.
Team captain, what about you?
I mean, this series was pretty legendary, I think. Game 2 coming back from
The depths.
being soul swept. They had like a 10,000 gold ahead Tristana or some shit.
Yeah.
Game 3, we were all playing our mains.
Chef's kiss.
So much fun. I mean, it was great. My actual favorite moment, I don't think I can say it. They might get me suspended. But, nervous laughter from all around because they remember. But it's okay. I'll do you, Nikolai.
Okay, favorite moment. I'll just say whenever I make a show, solo kills. It doesn't come very often. Not very often either. Getting to play my champs in my main champions in the first place, Riven and Aatrox. Y'all keep banning it. 75% win rate with Riven. Y'all are scared.
You're scared of the Riven. It's true.
Happy B, what about you?
Oh, me, okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any good plays?
Any good? Well, I mean, your Thresh in Screams went so fucking crazy.
Okay,
the
yeah.
Blitzcrank Vayne hook.
Yeah, good one.
That's a good one.
I had a good Tarkle there in this game.
Yeah.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
You could also say a future moment, maybe a certain clock being added to
The clock.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Since we won, we get to say in the clock because there's no clock in the Esports Lounge.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a clock in the Esports Lounge, so if there's any clock companies out there that would like to fund a nice digital, hopefully, clock into the UAA Esports Lounge, we'd definitely be excited to see. Lavorne, to round it all out, what's been your favorite moment this entire season so far?
Well, I think it's hard not to say today when the whole semester led to this moment,
True.
but I do have a good moment for the future. And that is our streamer buying us all T1 skins.
That's true.
That's true.
Give me my prestige
We didn't forget.
T1 Silas, please.
Yes, all right. So, with no context, I made a bet with them in the very first week after they won their game. I said, if they win a championship, then I will give them all T1 skins. So, I guess I'm going to have to spend my paycheck now
I promise.
on this T1. So, seeing Carson rock a T1 skin will honestly be all worth it next season. So, I'm definitely happy to see that.
I had to choose in the last game between the DRX Aatrox and the Bruiser Graves, and the Bruiser Graves came out on top. My hatred for T1 is not as big as my hatred, as my love for Graves, rather.
Well, thank you guys so much everyone coming in. Was there any questions in chat, by the way? I didn't really see any.
No, all I did was let through this guy's message. Dang, Lavorn looking kind of sexy right now. I had to make sure that went through because that's really important. So
I see you and I love you.
Rounding it all out, this is not only the last stream for you guys for this semester, but this is the last stream as a whole for this semester for UAA Esports, unless we had barring some event that happens over winter break. What is the last things you have to say to our supporters and all the people that came out to support you guys for the stream and semester as a whole?
We'll see you in nationals.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep, they
Thanks for
lock
the
in
support.
they lock in their spot for nationals.
thank you for the support, everyone. It means a lot. This program means a lot. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Lavorn, you have a question.
Thank
Or you have a request.
Grayson, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for giving us a stage to perform.
Yeah.
He said something else too. You gotta say the bottom.
Number one.
I love you, the Nova Corps.
2025.
Yo, bro, you're in the room with me right now. You can use your words.
Yeah. I think
You
he's
can
waiting
use your
for you.
words, Noah.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in this semester. It's been a fantastic 2025 end of the year. I hope all of you have a great Christmas, a great New Year's. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you for the spring 2026 semester. We're not done yet. We have more championships to come. Later, everybody. Have a great New Year. Whoa!
Bye.
Yippee!
End
You
stream.
guys have a new role in